QBF.
Okay.
16-11 QBF for me, yeah.
It's a bet.
It's a bet? Okay, sure. Why not? I always love a good bet.
Yeah.
We are ready to go live, and our casters for this final best of 3 will be Dinko and Hoka. So boys, take it away.
Thank you very much. Welcome. Here it is going to be Dinko and Hoka taking you through this best of 3. It's going to be QB Fire going on against Sprite. And as the desk highlighted, QB Fire coming in straight from that legend stage at the major. So obviously looking very strong coming into this one. Trying getting underway. This is where we'll see which side takes the more favoursome side on that CT side, of course. On here on train. It looks as though Sprite are going to pick up the knife. They're missing a player here, so perhaps they're going to have a bit of a technical pause come through. Unless comes back just before the start here. But this should be an interesting one. It's going to be QB Fire going up against Sprite here. I casted Sprite last night, actually, and they played quite well. So I'm actually interested to see how they play today. They had another stand-in. It wasn't NATO Suffix. They had Aiken last night, and they played quite convincingly against some of the UK opponents. But now they are looking to go up against the QB Fire side. It's going to be a bit of a different beast, right? You're going up against a team that is fresh out of the major victories and just coming out of that very, very confident with newfound momentum. This is taking a little bit longer to begin, but mostly I'm looking forward to seeing how Innocent plays. He had a very good game yesterday in some of the ECS qualifiers. So if he can start to fire off here, we could see a bit of firepower coming through by him. So Dennis had a bit of a good game yesterday, and Speedy was also hitting some nutty shots. So there is some firepower there on the Sprite side. Although QB Fire can have players to shut that down if needs be. And really, some of the storylines we could also highlight is the way QB Fire just they had some sort of vendetta against their CIS opponents. They seem to be able to take down a lot of the players in that region. And one of the sort of teams that they took down early on was Virtus Pro. They were able to defeat them 16-3. And to QB Fire, that is a huge victory. I know to some other teams it might not be, you know, such a great defeat because, you know, you're playing against Virtus Pro. They are that team that have had a bit of a slump so far. So when you're going up against Virtus Pro, you beat them 16-3. That's meant to be a legend of the game. They are the legends of the game. That is definitely going to give you a lot of confidence if you're QB Fire. But we are going to get into the game now. The pistol round is about to begin, and it's going to be Sprite, the German side, going up against QB Fire in this best of 3 game. Starting out here on train, and will be CT side for Sprite, and QB Fire are going to be playing on that T side. Buying into the T side pistol round, Valina will be picking up a double flash and of course a smoke. And the rest of the side are going to buy up some armor. On that CT side, Crystal has opted for the kit and of course the smoke grenade, so we can play late into the game. And it's going to be Innocent tapping his way out towards Ivy. Spots out a player, lands a little bit of damage, but now has to fall back towards a more passive angle. As Dennis from the back lines has the help from NATO Suffix. The stand-in for the side is sitting inside of the connector, just watching over the top towards Min. Quick, he's going to be holding towards a Min. It's just a very slow play here from the T side early on, but finally first blood is drawn. It's Innocent to take down Boomich as he goes down towards Ivy. Now 5 versus 4, man advantage gain for the CTs early on here, and Sprout will be trying to keep this on board for sure. Yeah, I've got plenty of time to work with here though, QB Fires, to find that man advantage and pull it back into a 4 versus 4. 53 seconds, in fact. They've still got the utility here on Valina, and they're going to be setting up to go towards this B bomb site. 47 seconds, smoke and a double flash. You want to be smoking towards inner, flash over the top, perhaps get in your way in to this B bomb site. And Speedy's playing this one quite well, actually. His positioning's very safe. He can play back, get the info, get maybe a kill and stay alive. Although the flashbangs have worked out, Quick is able to neutralize the man advantage, pull it back into a 4 versus 4, but NATO Suffix landing the headshots. Dennis chimes in as well, and it's still a 2 versus 4 here. 23 seconds left on the clock. Valina looks up towards the upper part of B, where NATO Suffix is lurking, but it's kills coming in through by Dennis yet again, and Junka, he's the only player alive, and Innocent will make quick work of him, and Sprite, they're going to steal away the pistol round. QB Fire, they got their way into the B bomb site, but just were not able to get the bomb down. They had a free plant as the CTs were playing quite passive off towards the back of the bomb site, but they seem to just charge down that inner, and it doesn't really work out for them. And now Sprout are on a weak buy here. I mean, they've got heavy on those SMGs, 2 rifles. They're going to be that insurance policy. Jimka is tapping away with his Deagle, trying to find some damage. He has landed a hefty amount as well. Crystal dropped down to 3 HP. That's not going to be the best half points to be having, of course. Boomich, there we go. He pulls the man advantage in favor of QB Fire as he finds an early CZ headshot onto Innocent. We're still coming in from the back lanes towards Old Bomb. He's going to find himself dropped by Boomich, who finds himself a second into the round. Dennis towards A main, peeking out of Olaf. Landed a lethal headshot on the Jimka and pull that back into a 3 versus 3. But Valina, again, these pistols are finding headshot after a headshot. Another deagle kill comes through. It's on Valina this time. It's going to be now the man advantage again, but in the way of the QB Fire side. Waterfalls is going to collect that bomb. 57 seconds left. Plenty of time to make the decision. They have no utility though. The only thing that's going for them right now is that man advantage, of course. Also 4 HP, so he might not be able to put too much of a fight up. UMP as well, so really comes down to landing the headshots here if you're speedy. Native Safix, this is good. This is a perfect angle. In fact, he's going to find himself a free kill. Does he spot out the second? He does, and he takes down 2 players, puts it into a man advantage, and gives them the huge chance they need to win this round. Now, if they lost that one, that's going to be QB Fire right back into the start of this map. But of course, if they can clutch this one out, bomb has gone down for Waterfalls. Very huge chance he might be able to steal this round away. It's not down and out just yet, but Native Safix, he's done definitely a lot of work into the round. Find 2 huge kills. Gives himself a very good chance for this. On top of the heaven position is where Waterfall's playing this after plant from. Speedy taps the bomb, doesn't know where he is, so Waterfall's just playing the time. Finally, will take the shot. That's a headshot on the Speedy. Now the time is ticking low. Is he about to steal this round away? I think he is, as Nato Safik spins up for the kill, but not enough time, and that is going to be Sprite. They are going to lose this round as QB Fire. They swing it back, and now it is 1-1. They split rounds here. Very start of train in this best of 3. Going to be utility here on a Waterfalls. It's going to be a smoke. Double flash Molotov. Quite a nice bit of utility across the board for the T side. So executes are a huge possibility right now. Sprite, however, have got themselves 2 CZs. Flashbang FAMAS and an M4. So this round is definitely not down and out. Although Quick is making quite quick work of Crystal as he takes him down, and Boomich lurking through A gets caught out by the gap in the smoke. Innocent able to steal one away with the CZ, and there goes Native Safix again with the saved M4, picks up 2 kills, goes in for the 3rd, but Valina is able to shut him down before he has any more antics. And now it is a 2 versus 1, Speedy left alone. Has to find 2 of these players now, Valina and Jumka. They're in a very good position to steal this round away as the bomb is going to go towards that B-bomb site. Speedy has the M4 now. He has a flashbang, but the only thing is he does not have a kit. So he has to work it very quickly if he wants to steal this round. And already, Valina is going to be pressuring, getting that B-map control. Speedy has too many angles to check. How does he retake this on his own? It's going to be very difficult. Even if he's able to take Valina down, there's still Jumka up towards heaven, and that is going to be difficult to deal with, especially since the bomb is planted in such a position that helps him out. And there goes the time, and Valina is able to walk behind the oil train, and Speedy, he's going to catch him out, so he takes that kill early on. Now sees where the bomb's planted for, but it's a 10-second defuse. Again, he spots out the player, he baits Jumka out, but there's no time to win the round, and Jumka, he knows this, he takes the kill, and QB Fire will take their 2nd round here, as this round now stands 2-1. It's a very good start from QB Fire. Sprite were able to pick up the pistol, but QB Fire answer back with 2 rounds in a row now, and this really starts to get their economy going, especially since they got the bomb plants. Quite clean rounds. I mean, came down to a 1 versus 1 there, but the previous was rather clean. Nade is going to land inside of main. Connect with anyone. As Quick is lucky to escape that one. I'm going to make his way out. Flashbang. Hits him right in the face. Has got the info that no one's playing close. Safix has a CZ. Going to be rotating in from CZ, but Quick is going to be making his way down. Spots out 3 players. Lands damage in all 3. Unable to grab a single kill though. And Waterfall is going to find one. A second comes through. Jumka with the 3rd for the QB Fire side. And now it's only Native Safix as Innocent drops. And he has to find 4 players, or at least 1 or 2 here. If he can do a bit of damage, that won't be too bad, but they know exactly where he is. And Boomich will not go down easily. 3-1. QB Fire looking strong here. Have the utility here on the side of the QB Fire. They're going to have a AWP coming out here on Waterfalls, and this is a very scary prospect. If you are the Sprout side, you're going to have to go up against that AWP of Waterfalls. We've seen what he can do at the E-League Major. What can he do here on the server? Could be pre-firing the angle towards stop sign, but that flashbang is going to keep him at bay for now. Thought he was going to fire off there towards Dennis, but luckily for Dennis, he gets to keep his life. Will be now QB Fire. Heavy map control already. You can see Boomich is pushed out with this Mac 10. Trying to find some bonus frags. Four players, in fact, without armor. He'll take Safix down for free with the Mac 10 and stays alive to tell the tale as well. He takes a nice bit of damage on board there. Innocent trying to not let him get out safely, but for all his efforts, he's still able to slip out towards T-spawn. And the man advantage remains intact for QB Fire. And I neglected to point out was that your presence was on the CT side, I believe, at the start of the round as well. He dwindled now. And pulls the kill back. Jimka going down. 55 seconds left on the clock. Still plenty of time for the execute to come through. Quick sitting in Ivy. Waterfalls is good edges way out with that AWP. Clears out the left angles while the AK provides rifle support to the right. There's a very standard Ivy take. No information gained for the CTs just yet as well. It's been rather clean, but they should know that they can come through that way. So that should be an area of the map they're very careful about. And you can see they're going to be trying to make sure that they clear every angle. Crystal is going to be sitting in A main, but they're going to expect this one. QB Fire, no fools. They'll throw the Molotov in towards T main. Crystal sits on the edge of it. He takes a little bit of damage, a hint of damage, but 10 seconds left on the clock. The T site, they really need to get onto this bomb site now. It goes down without much of contest, and now the retake needs to commence. They've got one kit, it's on Speedy, so he has to stay alive. And Crystal, he's going to find the first kill. That'll start off the retake the way they want to go on now. Man advantage for the Germans as they want to try and get their way in on the site, but Valina is in Pop Dog, and he'll make it very difficult to win this round as he picks up an early kill into Innocent. 3 versus 3. Quick finds another kill onto Dennis. Crystal peeking his way out of Amy and looks towards Ivy. Although there is not a player in his crosshair just yet, there surely will be. That is Valina. And Waterfalls, this is the man we pointed out at the start of the round, and he's able to steal away the round as QB Fire are going to pick up their 4th. All off the back of Waterfalls, denying that one, and able to grab the kill there at the end as well. That is perfect. That's the way you want to continue this one. Waterfalls going ham. He's up 8-3 here. And it is going to be 4-1 for QB Fire. Now, let's have a look at Boomich, actually. Could be sitting on very good 5-4 scoreline early on. Waterfalls 5-3. Safix is leading the way for the Sprout side. He's going to be 6-3. And it's a pretty good setup so far. I mean, QB Fire, they've been able to just get their way out towards the sides quite convincingly. They've been clearing every angle. The Ivy was given to them for free. And once you do that, that's pretty much the free site given over to the QB Fire T side. And Sprout, you see, tried to play for the retake. Crystal with an advantageous position inside of T main. He just wasn't able to really capitalize off it because of that Molotov delaying him. So the bomb plant was able to go down. And there was just so many players around the different angles on A that it was just really difficult for them to clear those angles. Too many angles to check, and ultimately it comes down to Waterfalls at the final nail there. Able to slip away that bomb plant. Will be the unpause coming through by Sprout, so we're likely to get back into this game very shortly. This pause most likely will be tactical, of course, technical. Actually, I mean, game is getting underway yet again. It is going to be the unpause coming through. QB Fire will set themselves up with a round that definitely should have been. QB Fire should be able to take this round in theory. They have all the better weapons, the utility, the momentum. Sprout, however, not so much at all, really. We'll find that opening kill, though, as Quick, should I say, takes down Crystal. Some advantage gained for the QB Fire side, as I want to keep that intact now, as they pretty much should steal away this round or take this round quite convincingly. They have still a lot of utility. A flashbang goes out towards Pop Dog. You can try and edge their way through. Waterfall's going to take the first shot on the Speedy. Now this opens up this A-bomb site wherever they like to go. Quick is up on top of the blue train, is able to spray down, take NATO Safix, and now they are going to be trying to impact onto this A-bomb site. Smoke deploys, so the bomb plant can be confirmed, and now leaves Dennis and Innocent 2 versus 5. And for some reason, I just don't feel like they even have a chance in this one. And I got a set of armor here on Innocent. No kit, no utility. Round will go in favor of QB Fire. 5-1 will be the scoreline. If we can save these pistols into that next round, especially the Kevlar here on Innocent, that's not too bad. I mean, that's probably the best decision at this point, rather than just walking out and dying to the AKs and AWP. Boomich. He'll be looking up on top. Dennis is on top of the trash can. He's got to check this angle. Dennis could be able to steal away at least a kill. That'll force a rebuy, but not really too much worrying for them. This Jumka goes down, so that's at least one rebuy. And Dennis goes round for seconds, perhaps gets a bit greedy, and Waterfalls will end him with the op. And that will be 5-1 QB Fire. Gonna storm ahead here on their T side, of course. I highlighted this at the start. Train is a very CT-sided map. And when you can get this really good start on that T side, you're starting to really love life at that point. You can start to grind out these T rounds, give yourself as big an advantage as you want going into that second half. Aye, this is probably the most competitive buy we've seen. It is going to be the full buy of Sprout, the AWP on NATO Sapphics, and the utility round it as well. And the challenging is going down towards upper B, but not much really come of it, apart from NATO Sapphics getting dropped down to 32 HP. He's going to try and save his AWP in a more safe position. Of course, he doesn't want to go down, because that's probably the first time we've seen an AWP presence survive this long. I mean, the first round we've seen him have the AWP, he went down pretty early without much impact, so he's got to learn from that. Can't get too aggressive, because QB Fire are shutting it down. Popping through, though, is going to be Crystal finding the first kill as he defends Pop Dog. But again, the CIS teams seem to be very good at trading in and out of Pop Dog, so there comes the trade almost instantaneously from Valina. And Boomich slips his way in towards Ivy with 50 seconds left. Bomb pressure towards that B bomb site suggests to me that this is going to be a final B execute. They've got that lurking presence over towards Ivy as well, if he can lurk round behind CT as the retake comes underway. That's actually a very good setup, and should result in a victory if all things goes to plan. 30 seconds left. They will smoke inner, they will push out now, clearing the angles, not making much noise towards Ivy until Boomich explodes out and finds a headshot onto Innocent. Dennis, though, will reply. And now we're into a 3 versus 3. Bomb goes down, the retake has to commence. And doing his job quite well there towards Ivy with Boomich. He was able to grab one. That'll slow the retake down a little bit. Now it allows for the bomb plant to safely go down. And post plants to be established. Valina up towards the ramp. He's got help from Waterfalls as well. So it's a really standard play right now. And Speedy grabbing a kill onto Quick. Dennis has the op. Got to spot out a player coming out of the ramp. Able to land the first shot. Waterfalls close, but the bomb's being defused. And that was a very unfortunate round coming through by QB Fire right there. Absolutely unbelievable. The bomb is just getting defused the whole time they're in upper B. The bomb is just getting defused. They don't even know. And when they peek, it's too late. And the bomb just wasn't in the good position for that. They really needed to play from upper at that point if they wanted to watch the bomb. And unlucky for them, they were unable to steal that round away. And Sprite now get themselves a chance. They're back into this game for sure now. If they can start to string a few together, who knows? They could be hugely back into this game. Although if they go down in this round, that's not going to spell too many good things about their economy. Innocent. It's going to be sitting outside of teammate, and Molotov goes in. Quick grabs the first headshot. Dennis burns Waterfalls. Alive though, but Quick doesn't care. He'll find a second headshot, staying alive somehow. And Dennis just sitting outside here, and Nate rolls to his feet, drops him down to 83 HP. But Boonich, he's going to explode out of Ivy yet again, finding 2 kills. Speedy and Dennis fall. The German duo, they go away. And now it's only NATO Sapphics, 4 versus 1. He really has to find this clutch. But it's going to be very difficult, especially as there are 4 players alive. The bomb is going to be poisoning its way towards this A site, so we're likely to see a save come in here from NATO Sapphics, and that is going to be QB Fire getting themselves up to 6 here. And smashing that economy of Sprout now, as they are down to very minimal investment. You might see a force buy come through due to Sprout having that AWP saved over, but it all comes down to whether or not this AWP can be saved over into that next round. And it's looking risky now, but NATO Sapphics, a bit of luck comes his way. And he's able to take down Jumka, stay alive on 3 HP, but now the hunt is on. They smell blood in the water, and the Sharks are now going to hunt him down, trying to grab this AWP from his hands. Don't want to let that slip into the next round for sure. as though he will be able to save it though if he just stays alive for a few more seconds. They'll be able to carry that over into the next round of fire. At the round here. 6-2. Very good start to have in your T side. And I mean, this opens up so many more opportunities right now. You know, Safix going down, doesn't have the op, it looks like, and that is going to be the most desperate thing you could possibly have. The op not being in your hands, you really wanted to save that into that next round, and losing that just pretty much spells disaster. And there's not too much they can hope to do. The flashbang comes through, Valina gets blinded, but the force bite comes through from Sprout. They really need to win this, and there goes the first duel. It's going to go in favour of the Sprout side, and Nato Safix, a bit of aggression, it pays off. He takes down Boomich, 2-man advantage, 3-man advantage, Dennis going ham, picks up the AK, and QB Fire, they've been dismantled by the Sprout force buy, and things are looking really, really good for them. Jumka, he's going to grab himself a headshot, Crystal goes down. 4 versus 2. The utility here left on Quick and Jumka. They can, of course, still have a chance into this round. If they can take down this B defender, that would open up so many more opportunities. And spins round. Quick's able to take Speedy. Speedy whiffs the spray, should I say. And able to land that headshot. That's a bit of a panic play. And to be so close. Now this B-bomb has fallen. Quick doing more damage. Picks up a kill onto Innocent. But a close no-scope from Dennis. That should seal the deal unless Jimka pulls off a wonderful 1 versus 2. And Nato Safix, he's not going to let that happen with the AK so close. He's going to grab the headshot. And the round here for Sprout as they get themselves the 3rd on the board. And that was all off the back of a force buy and sheer aggression. First kill coming through by Nato Safix, sitting at the edge of that smoke towards Ivy. Able to grab the opening. Dennis aggressive on the trains. And then a no-scope coming in to do the retake. So really just heroic plays come through. Individual stardom shines through the clouds and they're able to get themselves 3 rounds on the board. Another buy coming through. Dennis this time on the op. So that's an interesting decision. Only not a slouch to the weapon. We've seen it last round. Although Waterfalls going to be challenging him, and I favour Waterfalls in an op duel. The op in his hands, 4 AKs for QB Fire, so even after losing the round, they still have enough to work with. I mean, they have plenty of cash. It's not much of an issue at all for them. Dennis, with the op, is able to pick up 2 towards Ivy. Waterfalls and Boomich go down. I was not expecting Dennis to be able to do that, but he has the rifle support, of course. And now the double op setup comes through. Innocent is on the op. And now that does give me a little bit more of a favour towards Sprout in this round, because QB Fire, although they've been playing good, I don't feel like 3 versus 5 going up against such a strong buy with so much utility still left on that CT side. It's going to be difficult unless they find a kill early here. And coming through behind is Quick. This could be the deciding factor. Spins round for the first kill. The information is not quick enough, so he's able to grab the second on the Nato Safix. Innocent is able to trade finally, but it's a 2-for-1 trade. Man advantage still intact for the Sprout side, but they've really got to hold on now. There's 40 seconds left. Plenty of time for the T's now to recalibrate and decide which side they want to hit. So Speedy needs to win this duel here. The player in behind the E-box, he's tapping. He hasn't won the duel just yet, but now that he has the information, Innocent can watch the cross. Going to be waiting. 5 seconds left. Innocent grabs down Valina. Jumka will reply. Has to collect the bomb though. And this makes things even more difficult because there's an op in play. And Crystal is there with the M4. Going to like the AK though. Innocent and switch back to the M4, the AWP. And that is pretty standard from him actually. He's able to take down the whole team. And there we go. 6-4. Sprite 4 runs in the board time. They are slowly but surely coming back into this game. QB Fire with a blistering start. I've started to dwindle off a little bit, perhaps, due to the opening kills coming through, really off the back towards Ivy. That was a problem early on that I felt QB Fire were just getting Ivy for free a lot of the time, and that allowed them just to walk onto that A-bomb site. So now that Sprite perhaps have a read of that, they've been able to just really rectify that by putting a bit of aggression on it. They find a kill pretty much there every round now. Again, a bit of aggression towards B this time, where Speedy finds the first headshot onto Quick. Innocent is waiting for the player to peek out A main, although much damage has been done from the T's. Instead of Safix, Innocent, and Speedy. Find 3. Dennis to close it out for the 5th. That will be 5-6. 1 round the difference now. And coming back into this one, not slowly anymore. Or Sprite, they're very much there at this point. Wonderful. He's going to have the op again. This is where I feel it might get a little bit dangerous. If he starts to warm up a little bit, get a read of how the Sprout CT side is being played, he can maybe manipulate that aggression, play a little bit more passive, be able to pick off opponents. A little bit more aggression from Sprout towards Ivy this time. And again, the T's have avoided it, so they're just going to rectify their mistakes, their read on the CTs. They know they're putting heavy presence towards Ivy, quite often 2 players there. And you can see the information now being gathered towards Ivy from the CTs. This will most likely force that player from A to fall back a little bit more passively towards the A site, and maybe a little bit more leniently towards the B bomb side, because this is where the T's are shaping up now. That utility usage will give them the info. Quick will spot out the player coming up the ladder. Crystal nearly grabs the kill, but will go down to the AK. And now QB Fire, they're halted in their tracks, but they have the man advantage. So now do they swing back towards A? There's so many options for them. But the CTs, they've rotated in quite quickly here as well. They've got 2 players on B, 2 players on A. Either side they try to approach here is going to be difficult for the QB Fire side, with NATO Sapphics playing the op on the side. This is the saving grace, though. Quick inside of Ivy. He's going to take Innocent without even expecting it. Innocent goes down, and that's the side pinchered now. And NATO Sapphics gets distracted. Again, Quick strikes. Finds 2 kills, 2 versus 4, and it all comes down to Quick being able to find that Ivy control, find 2 kills for free, and a third will come through as Quick secures himself a 4K into the round. And that will be 7-5. QB Fire, they're going to pull that round back by avoiding Ivy early on. Don't allow for that early aggressive peak. And once you do that, you're able to just put pressure on B. A player, you fake commit to the site. A player comes up from Pop Dog. You're able to take him down. And now it gives you that option to go back towards A, where they find the most success. The push from Ivy was really a masterful play there, but there we go. The opening kill comes through by Dennis, and that seems to be what Sprout are quite good at. So when they find that opening kill, they have quite a high percentage of converting those rounds into victories. They find the early advantage, but it seems as though keep it. No trade comes through from QB Fire. It goes down towards Pop Dog. Quick. Dennis will reply towards the Ivy position, and it's back and forth we go. 4 versus 3. 2 ops remain for the Sprout side, and this is something they've been working out. Dennis is able to pick up the op, NATO Sapphics as well, so they've got those double upset of potential, and it's been working out as well because Dennis is just going ham himself. So I'm quite happy to see that play come through. Jimka, he's going to walk out. He's going to get himself dropped as NATO Sapphics from the connector will take Jimka down. 2 versus 3. Nade going to land down, and there's 2 players low. That's a double made from NATO Sapphics, a double dunk, and around 6-7 is the scoreline. And how does Sprout steal that one away? The bomb was on the B bomb site. The nade comes in from connector, and that's a double kill to come through, as both players were very, very low HP, and that is a nice kill to be getting for NATO Sapphics. He's gonna be loving that one for sure. We might see that in one of his highlight videos. Right now, the chance to take the lead perhaps, as NATO Sapphics and Innocent walk in. They grab the momentum, the 2 early kills. Quick and Boomits go down without a trace. A pretty strong start, finding those 2 quick kills, and Dennis will find another 3rd kill into the round for Sprout, and this is looking very dire right now. QB Fire, they force by into the round, and it doesn't go too well for them. Jimka and Valina, they're the only players left. They have to find the kills. They've got 2 smokes. Valina has found himself a UMP, and AK on Jimka. Smoke down towards inner. They'll try and get their way in towards B, but NATO Sapphics is holding the back lines. And that is going to make things even more difficult as they use both of their smokes up, and that Molotov reduces the time they've got to get onto the side. So they really need to make their move, and that, again, this is perfect nade usage from Sprout right now. They're just keeping them at bay long enough for Speedy to get close, distracts the angle, and will take the bomb down as well, leaving only 1 player. Jimka, 1 versus 4, is going to get spotted out, and Dennis will decapitate him. 7-7, the odds are even, penultimate round in the half. And Sprite were able to take it. So now we're into the last round of the half now. And this is really the deciding round of which team goes into that second half with the round lead. And I'm starting to favour Sprout just based off the bye they have right now. I mean, QB Fire, they've got a chance. I mean, they have 3 CZs, a UMP and a Deagle. Aren't the worst weapons to be having. his way over towards Ivy. Going to be the QB Fire side. They're going to try and put pressure here. Like, as I pointed out earlier, the Ivy control was what Sprout were finding quite easy. And they were able to find those opening kills. This time, QB finally got a lot of pressure here. 5 players, in fact, are going to come through this one choke point. Now, can this defense hold? And luckily for Sprite, they have 3 players here. And there goes Innocent, lining up the first, but the flashbang's good. He'll go down quite quickly, but Dennis and Speedy are there to make up and pick up the scraps as they find 2 kills, leaving Jumka and only Boomich left in a 2 versus 4. Can they find this round? I don't think so. And this will most likely go in favour of Sprout as they will get themselves their 8th. Going to that second half with the advantage. And there goes Speedy, taking down 1. Jumka will fall, and Boomich, he's going to take Speedy down. Speedy go down, leaving only Boomich. Will go down as well. Round ends, 8-7 in favour of Sprite. It's a very good half indeed. I mean, we just seen really the abuse that Sprout were given towards the Ivy position was generally the pivotal factor in changing that half. We've seen QB Fire have such a strong half coming into that opening, and they were just abusing Ivy. I mean, Sprout really had no way of holding that, and really when the T sign started abusing that, just walking through for free, they pretty much had that A site for free. Now that Sprout, perhaps they talked about that in their pause, they then came up with a solution. We'll put 2 players there, we'll put the AWP, we'll have the rifle there to back him up, and that's exactly what happened. They were able to shut down Ivy a lot of the time, and they gave themselves the round advantage. So, QB Fire, that is a very good T half. They're going into this one with 7 rounds. They're not going to be too sad about that one. But this time, they're so confident they haven't purchased a defuse kit, so they're going to go with 5 sets of armor. Outside are going to have themselves smoke double flash. Dennis holding this close angle. They walk right into it. That's a double headshot coming through. Quick and Boomich, they go down. 2 kills for Dennis. And he's going for his 3rd here as the player inside of Connector. It keeps peeking him. That's Waterfalls. He'll go down as Dennis gets his 3rd. And now this opens up that A bomb site. 5 versus 2. Jumka finally chimes in. He has to find more than one here. He's unable to land a shot onto Innocent as he falls back inside of the Connector. Bomb goes down on the site. Nato Safix will chime in from Hot Dog, and now it is all Valina left in a 1 versus 4 with a P2000, no kit, and Speedy will make quick work of him. 7 rounds for QB5. That was a very good T-half, but not picking up the pistol. That can start to spell damage as now Sprite give themselves the chance to move forward here. Mitch is going to get a bit aggressive here with the CZ as they force bot into this round. Of course, Waterfall's going to be saving for that op, so elects not to buy the Kevlar. Innocent challenges out, dives in behind the smoke again. Of course, the pistols are still intact on this A-bomb site. Dennis, he's in behind the blue train. Quick grabs Crystal, pulls him down. Dennis with a kill as well. 4 versus 4, but Dennis is very low. Quick knows this. Hops in main, takes the kill, and backs out safely. Is now 3 versus 4, charging their way in. Junko lands a headshot with a 5-7, and now it is a 4 versus 2. Speedy and Innocent, the last 2 players alive from the Sprout side right now. QB Fire. They've got 1 smoke to work with, but they've got the 2-man advantage. This should be very favoursome for them, especially since Jumka, he's played inside of that smoke perfectly. He's able to take Innocent down. Now only Speedy. He takes Waterfalls, but still has to find 3 more. He'll get dinked up. 19 HP. He finds another kill and be quick. Jiggle peeks out, but Jumka will find the headshot with the UMP. 9-8. QB Fire, they win the second round. Again, this is what happened the last time. Sprite were able to win that pistol and then get reset in the second round by QB Fire, and it's happened here again in the second half. Falls has come through. Although, I've seen a couple of people there talking about how I was saying Sprite. Now, I think it's just my accent. I really, when I say Sprout, I hear myself saying Sprite. So, I don't know. I guess it's just the accent. Match is paused. This is where Sprout really need to start considering. Do they go for that sheer aggression again. They had that working out for them on the CT side, although the T side is a little bit different. You can now dictate the pace. Would you like to go for something aggressive with deagles? Here they go, purchasing up the deagles. I like to call this a deco round. I mean, you got those smokes, flashes, you got the deagles. Crystal hasn't bought anything yet, so that's a little bit interesting. NATO Sapphics as well hasn't purchased, but they don't have too much cash just yet. So there goes the P250. Crystal purchased that up, and NATO Sapphics likely to save for the AWP. And that's the right call for me. So now they have a chance to win this round. But also, there's a flash coming down towards Ivy. Valina is going to challenge that. And Nade follows it up. Smoke to deploy. And there we go. That's how to take Ivy quite easily. Now, only if he would spray, but decides not to. That's probably a good decision as well. But goes down towards Pop Dog. Will deny any pushes coming through, but it's pretty standard at this point. Dennis has been dropped down a little bit of HP dealt. Jimka as well, 56 on him. Waterfalls, you're going to be sitting in between the sandwich right now. He spots a couple of players coming out of Team A and able to land the first headshot. Dennis is going down. Crystal in the Pop Dog position has, of course, that P250. Not exactly the known weapon for taking long-range kills, but of course it is viable in close range. And there's a player coming very close to him towards the E-box, which is a very interesting decision to get close and personal with these pistols. Kill comes through by Innocent. Waterfalls and Valina landing 2 kills. Innocent again cracks things open with another one. And now it is a 2 versus 3. And there's going to be QB Fire doing the work. Quick pick up Crystal. And now it's only Innocent. 1 versus 3. Can he find the damage? 27 seconds left. He hops up on top of the blind train, but there's nothing much more he can do. And he'll go down to Quick as well. 9-9. QB Fire. They even out the odds yet again here. And Sprout picking up the pistol are unable to really capitalize off the advantage. Only Glocks for the Sprout side right now, and they've got a flashbang on Innocent. And QB Fire, this should be their round to just steamroll the Germans. Did not have too much of a challenge or too much at all going their way, because they don't really just have Glocks. The only investment is a flashbang. Boomich, he's inside of the Pop Dog position. Going to be making their way up towards Ivy, no, Pop Dog, yeah, towards Ivy right now. They've got 3 players there. The 5th is going to be grouping up as well, and what's the call here? They're playing this one very slow, and I mean, this is actually a good way of having a bit of a tactical talk. So you spread out with the Glocks, you play the time very low, you play it really long, you drag out this round, and you give yourself a 2-minute pause, basically. I mean, you can just talk over what you like. Try and figure out something we could do on this T side. Perhaps something's not working, there's inner fights or whatever. We can start to camp things down, come up with a game plan. What is the call here? Now, we're playing it very low, just waiting for a bit of aggression, hoping the CTs get bored, and perhaps they can pick up 1 or 2 kills. And that would be probably the best thing they possibly could do right now. 30 seconds left on the clock. Boomich inside of the Pop Dog position. These will finally make their way towards A. With 25 seconds left on the clock, they really had no other choice. Boomich and Quick are going to land the kills, though, and Boomich pops out for his 3rd. Going to go for the 4th, but Waterfalls will make quick work of that. And this thing goes down. 10-9. QB Fire leading the way now. Off the back of Sprout picking up that half, looking confident, coming into this one while picking up the pistol. QB Fire don't care. They're going to steamroll them, pick themselves up the next couple of rounds and get themselves 10 on the board. Up on NATO Sapphics. Of course, have a little bit of utility there on the Sprout side. So what's the call here? It's a bonus round from QB Fire, so this is going to be a round where they just want to grind out the cash, of course. And there goes Innocent. He's going to spot out a player towards lower, or inner, as many people call it. One comes down. Boomich able to take Crystal. 5 versus 4. Grabs the headshot. Waterfalls goes down. 4 versus 4. And of course, got the utility still on both sides, so Execute is on the corner to the T side, and they can delay it here on the CT side, but delaying even further is Valina and Jumka. They pick up 2 kills, Innocent and Dennis going down, and it is a 2 versus 4 night. There we go, it is going to be 2-man advantage gain for the CTs. Quick is going to be taking Speedy down, leaving only NATO Safix to try and find the damage. 1 versus 4. NATO Safix checks to his left, checks to his right, but that flashbang prevents him from finding any action. Quick now. He knows the player's in here, so he'll challenge it down. The flashbang comes through, and the kill will rain in for the QB Fire team. That'll be 11-9 in favour of QB Fire. The AWP will come out on Waterfalls, and again, that is a scary prospect. And winning a bonus round, that is ridiculous. I mean, Sprout, they had the advantage. They had the weapons, the AKs, the AWP, in fact, as well. It just really came down to QB Fire, really being able to win off the back of SMGs, and that's really going to help their economy. They're going to be able to grind out the cash. Alina is going to walk through, picks up 2 kills. NATO Safix and Dennis are going down, and there goes another kill from Valina, and that will be Innocent grabbing a headshot. Jumka grabs himself something into the round at least. He's going to get himself taken off the server. Souvenir. There's dead corpse and now Innocent. He's found himself 2. It's into a 2 versus 3 right now, so definitely still favouring QB Fire right now, but they still have an AK on Innocent's hands, so Deagle and Crystals. And these 2 players, you never know what could happen. They could explode at any point. They can do what they like. Innocent is going to walk his way out of Pop Dog. Drift his way towards Team Main. It's into 2 versus 3. 52 seconds left on the clock. Which is just going to be sitting with that AK. Coming his way, though, is a T-side player that's Innocent, hopped up on top of the trash can. And he doesn't care. Valina will take him with the MP9 of all weapons. He'll grab himself the AK. Quite a nice upgrade right there. Able to pick up just an MP9, chuck it on the ground, pick up an AK. 4 rounds away from victory now, QB Fire. Got themselves the double flashes on Waterfalls, the heavy utility on the rest of the players, but a double up setup coming through by QB Fire. And this is actually a really interesting setup because usually you pull out that double up when you're losing, not really when you have the momentum, so it's good to see they are trying stuff. Anyway, it doesn't matter, it's a singular op. The Speedy will take the headshot onto Waterfalls quite easily. But Boomich, what is this play? Just hops right in behind them, able to take 3 players down, and that is it. The B-bomb site, it looks so promising for Sprout right there, but it's just decimation. Boomich, I don't even know how he got up there so easily without the T's not even hearing him. Dennis now, in a 1 versus 4, has to pick up the scraps on this battle. His way up through the Pop Dog. Boomich will grab down Dennis. He puts his body down to the bottom of the floor. 13-9. 3 rounds. Again, away from victory with the QB Fire team. Sprout are very limited utility. I mean, Crystal doesn't even have anything to work with utility-wise. The smokes there, one's been deployed already towards A. We've got 2 towards the A bomb site. And instead they go heavy towards B. This is going to be a quick smoke execute onto the A site where you go back towards B. Crystal grabs the first kill. Jumka swings out for the trade. It's almost instantaneous as you want to get their way out onto the site. NATO Safix up on top of heaven will grab a headshot. Jumka falls. And that should be the B bomb site quite heavily taken by the Sprout side as they occupy the B site. And it'll slip away. Man advantage. And post plant established. Falls down, Speedy, forced out of his angle. Waterfall's now in a perfect position to deal with this one. He'll slip out and take Speedy down, and now there's a chance. 3 versus 3, a kit alive on all 3 players. Flash, smoke, that's all you need. Ninja defuse, Waterfalls will spray through the smoke, takes down NATO Safix. Dennis lands one back, Innocent with a kill as well, but Valina now in a 1 versus 1. Time ticking very, very low right now in Innocent. I think he's played this one perfectly. He spots it out, stays alive, but not enough time. And now, Valina, he picks up the AWP, just tries to scurry away out of the bomb site. And he's going to survive as well, so at least he picks up the AWP and is able to save it. But ultimately, Sprout will be able to take the round. That is 10 on board for them. And QB Fire. Pause is going to come through for Sprout now. They have picked up a round. No point in being reset yet again. They have very limited money, so it's not like they're going to have a full utility buy right now, so they've really got to limit what they can do. They can buy up AKs on every single player. Innocent's probably going to have a little bit more utility than the rest of his teammates, of course. So what do they do here? I mean, you've already thrown a smoke execute onto A, and you fake towards B, so that can work again. There's a technical pause after all. Confirmed by Innocent disconnecting. Yeah. Pretty good for Sprite. I mean, for QB Fire, should I say. Sprite have started to show a little bit of life here, finally getting their round into the second half. It looked abysmal for them, but they've been able to pick it up a little bit here, and maybe this could be the way things they want to go on now, because when you pick up at least one round, if you can string two together, and then even a third, that huge scoreline that is looming over you starts to just get that little bit more viable. You can come back into the game, basically. I mean, because if you just take it round by round, just play the round, don't think about the score, just play to win that round, and then go into the next one, thinking to play that round correctly. And there you go, you've got your way all the way back to a very even scoreline. And if Sprite are able to win this round, they'll get themselves 11, and QB Fire will only be leading by 2. I believe we're just waiting for a player to Innocent to connect back, as he's having some internet issues, which is very common across online games. Quick is actually leading the way for the QB Fire side right now, 25 and 16. This guy's having a blistering performance here on that CT side for QB Fire, but let's not neglect how well Dennis is playing for Sprout right now. He's got himself 25 and 18 as well. And Crystal, he's only sitting on 5 frags right now. He really needs to start stepping up. He's a player that you look to have some of these cool plays. I mean, even yesterday, I was casting him and he got an ace. So it's just, he seems really hot and cold right now. If he can start to wake up, Sprout could be back in the game quite easily. So it seems as though we have Innocent back on the server. Net issues seem to be resolved, and we're going to be back into the action yet again. And again, you just sort of forgotten. Sprite were able to pick up that round, get themselves up to 10. And now, this is their round. They're going to be limited utility. This is actually a really interesting decision. I called before they might be able to get full... They're going to be able to purchase full AKs on every player, but they'll have very limited utility on the back of that one. But it's interesting they're going for the Deagle only on Crystal, so he can buy up the utility. And the same for Speedy, he's going to buy a UMP. So, sacrificing the AK for utility, this is a very smart call and a very selfless call from both Crystal and Speedy. They know that if we get utility, we can win a round. These AKs can find the frags. Smoke is going to deploy towards Ivy, trying to gain some control there early on in the CTs. Crystal, he's a player who's carrying a hefty amount of utility, so you don't want him to be going down right now. He's upper B. He's got a lot of damage dealt to him from Boomich there, so 76 HP falls back. Keep that utility on board on Crystal. CTs are going to be challenging towards the smoke in Ivy, but that nearly became a smart play from Valena, but doesn't predict how many players are going to be there. Safix lying in wait behind the smoke is able to take him down. Finally, Boomich steps up, but only grabs 1 kill. Speedy's able to trade with the UMP, and this is a 2-man advantage. Sprout are going to open up this A-bomb site. Crystal with the Deagle trying to chime in. He'll get the kill as well, leaving only Jumka 1 versus 4. 40 seconds left on the clock. The bomb has gone down on that A site, and now leaves only Jumka 1 versus 4. And I believe this is a very tall ask for him. He has to find 4 of these players, and these post plants are so strong, but he's going to attempt it, actually. I probably would have said save, but he's got cash to work with, so he might as well just go for it. Doesn't work out. He gets shut down by Speedy, and we go 13 to 11. Sprite now back in the game for sure. They've got a huge chance to come into this one. It's 13 to 11. Again, they can just take out round by round, and they'll be back in the game in no time. They'll be able to just play their game. Boomich, interesting. Goes for the MP9 purchase. Trying to get the cash back in the bank. Spent a little bit there, not happy with that. Wants to get some more Cash flowing through that bank, of course. Innocent towards upper B. He's been checking this angle quite often. Jimcat got a jiggle peek. It takes a little bit of damage on board. Dropped down to 73 HP. The nade will follow up, but not doing damage at all. But Innocent, he's made his territory known. I mean, they know this is his domain. They'll fall back a little bit now. I'll give the chance to the right side as they have two players off towards the Ivy position. Two there. One laying back a little bit in case two players seem to go down, but Innocent is able to hop down inside of Pop Dog, find himself a kill on the Boomage. So there's the man advantage gained for the Sprite side, and they'll be trying to keep that on board for sure. And again, it is going to be Waterfalls. Going to be looking towards the Ivy position where there's three players setting up now. NATO Suffix has been quite smart in setting himself up a little bit more passive so that they don't get shut down inside of the smokes. We've seen that come into fruition earlier in the past round. We've seen NATO Suffix being able to shut down a bit of aggression through the smoke. They haven't done it this time, but Quick is able to shut down two players. They line up for him. NATO Suffix will reply though, and that's why you put three players there, and that's what I highlighted at the start of this round. That's why NATO Suffix is with them on that side of the map. But elsewhere, Jimka grabbing a kill takes Crystal, puts the man advantage in favour of the QB Fire side, and they are going to try and take this round. 22 seconds to try and get this bomb down on that B bomb site, and they know it's coming. Innocent able to take down Waterfall, spins round for the player towards the ramp, but it's Jimka. They're just going to have to allow this bomb plant. It will go down. 2 versus 2. The retake needs to come in. There's a kit surviving on both players. They're both pretty high HP, and that Molotov is a little bit too far, but Jimka is going to take Innocent down, leaving only NATO Suffix. 1 versus 2. The damage dealt. 9 HP left. Molotov comes in behind, but Valina will shut him down and take it 14-11. A QB Fire. They answer back with a round win, and that is going to be a very crucial round for them to collect, and Sprout will be very disappointed with losing that one. The op comes out on Waterfalls, the op out on NATO Suffix this time. Dennis not wielding it here on the T side. We've seen his performance on the CT side. It was very good, actually. A little bit surprising, in fact. Boomich gone up a bit aggressive with the MP9, is able to take 2 headshots, 2 kills for himself. And that smoke will deploy towards Pop Dog, prevent the player from running out, and they will try and hold the fort. 30 seconds left, and already 2-man advantage gained for QB Fire. And that's exactly what they want to do. They just want to walk in, pick up the kills with a weapon that gets you the most cash, and then trade it out for an AWP. Why not? But again, a little bit perhaps overzealous. Quick goes down towards Hot Dog, gets shut down. Speedy able to grab a kill, and it's a 2 versus 3 here. Innocent tries to slip his way through, 9 HP, so he can't really commit to a fight now. So he's just going to slip by, try and get that bomb down. He will do so. And now the trade needs to come in here. They need to retake this bomb site, of course. Valina, he's got that UMP in hand. He's going to hop up on top of the white train. And there on the spot is low HP Innocent. And he will go down, leaving only Speedy on the A bomb site. And they're just going to be happy with that bomb plant, I'd say. That's going to be map point early on here for QB Fire. Speedy able to grab a player at the end. Will be very, very happy for QB Fire there. They're going to be pleased with winning that round. They'll get themselves map point and put Sprite at a very economic deficit right now. They have 2 AKs being pulled out, a UMP on Dennis. 2 CZs on board for the T side. So this could be where Sprite fall here on train. Boomich is going to be coming up through the ladder. There is going to be a player there, spraying with the MP7. No one comes out on top of that battle, so it's pretty much standard play with the players from the A bomb site. Going to shift their way over towards B very shortly, because that's where 5 of the Sprout players are going to be heading very, very shortly indeed. I'm going to come through here. Bomb is there with them. Just a moment of time before they commit to the site. Jimka holding a perfect angle to deal with the inner push. Crystal going to walk right through. Jimka able to take the first kill. Falls back safely as well. Quick. That's it. There's another kill coming through, but Dennis and Speedy, they line up 2. 3 versus 3. NATO Suffix, he has to find this. He doesn't. He'll go down as Boomich finds it, but elsewhere, Speedy and Dennis have lined up a double, and they will get that bomb down. Still 2 versus 3. Man advantage in favour of QB Fire, but that bomb has gone down on the B bomb site. They've got to retake it, and Dennis, if he can find a kill here, Stay alive. Found himself a round win here. Speedy challenges. He'll take Valina. And now that is a 2 versus 2. And this is a chance for maybe Sprout to stay alive. Dennis will find it. That's on the waterfalls. Has a good angle as that smoke dissipates. And he's going to take the last kill. Boomich goes down. And the German duo, they'll clutch out the round and give themselves a lifeline to stay alive here on train as they get themselves 12 rounds on the board. And QB Fire, their economy's just gone at this point. Nothing really there to work with on a couple of the players. Imka has a deagle. So they're going to go for the full eco. This is the right decision, in my opinion. If you force buy, you lose. That's you messed up for the next couple of rounds. And can't really afford to do that when you're on that point. And Sprout are so close to coming back from that deficit. Nato Safek's going to be challenging upper east. The arm, he'll take the kill as he patiently waits. Vivek will cross into his crosshair, and Jumka down on the B-bomb site lands a deagle shot, but they are going to come flowing into this B site very shortly, most likely, as that bomb is going to be spearheading the attack. And actually, they decide to come back from B here. This could be the wrong decision as Boomich is lying in wait here with the P250. Although finding multi-kills with this weapon is very difficult. That's what it comes down to. It's forced up the ladder, so Dennis, good nade usage. Able to take Boomich down now. 3 versus 5, 2-man advantage for Sprout. It should be just easy pickings, especially for Dennis with this AK. He's going to find a second into the round as he slips his way out from Pop Dog. Got a player there towards Green Train. Nice scurries back inside of Hell, but Innocent finding kills as well makes it even more difficult for this round to go in favour of QB Fire. And Sprout will win it. 13-15, 2 rounds away from closing this into overtime. Did not expect this to go to overtime when we've seen that second half start from QB Fire there. The start at the first half as well was very good, but Sprite seemed to be late peakers. They seem to do very well late into the rounds, late into the half, should I say. There goes Innocent picking off the first kill. Waterfalls back in return with a USP, but it's 3 kills for Sprout and pretty much 2-man advantage right now for them. Alina gonna line up 2 kills with the one with the MP9, one with the M4. Jimcat lands one back, so still on Nato Safek's. This is unbelievable. Somehow QB Fire have pulled their way back into this and leaves Nato Safek's scurrying his way back towards the B-bomb site, all on his lonesome, and he has to find 2 kills. He's got the op on the site, coming in from heaven, coming in from both of the same angles. They just have to wait in each other. This should be QB Fire. I mean, Nato Safek shouldn't have a chance to win this. He's going to hop up, miss the no-scope, and he's going to go down to Jumka. He comes out of heaven, and it's going to be a 16-13 scoreline in favour of QB Fire, and a very good performance coming out of them. I've been your caster, Dinko, for this first map. I'll be covering the next couple of maps as well, but I'm going to throw it back to the analyst desk.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Farmskins, and congrats to QB Fire winning against Sprout in the end on train, closing it out, and a bit of a mistake there at the end from Sprout, but we all know that plants don't really love fire, right? Yeah, of course. Looking at how QBF played, I mean, even on T side, we said that they're maybe not as good on T side as they are on CT, but they managed to swing a couple of rounds in a row, take a lead at one point and fall back, and Sprout had a bit of advantage here and there, but when it comes to City side, it was all QB Fire, especially now at the end. I mean, losing 5v3 or 5v2, if I'm not mistaken, so...
Speedy and Dennis, that round you're talking about?
No, the last one.
Ah, the last one. It was 2v4. And
yeah.
You said Valvina, we should pronounce it.
Yeah.
I mean, he had just MP9 in the alley, and I don't know how he managed. I mean, Dennis was really confused this round. I mean, he went out from middle, he threw molly in alley, he saw guys, he was jumping with the smoke in his hands. I mean, just in the middle of the nowhere, yeah. Right? And he saw a guy from the street. He was tapping at him with the MP9, and he didn't realize that until he was dead, right? So Valvina with the MP9 frag in the alley, and after that he pick it up M4 and try and get 2 kills. I mean, misplay by Sprout. I mean, that's problem in communication. You need to know that you have one guy in alley and that guy who was, we say, the pocket, right? And that corner right from the ivy. I mean, you must say if you're there, you cannot see the ivy itself. You're just waiting for the guy for the city to push. I mean, they had problems in communication. NATO suffix was left 1 and 2. I mean, he had a weird decision to stay inside, but it's not maybe that weird. He thought that he can isolate 2 players. He thought one will push from ladder room and one will come from the Z, but unfortunately for him, both came from the same place, right?
Yeah, that's a good decision from QBF, knowing that NATO is a AWP player, and why give him 2 one-on-ones when you can go together and close out the round. But all in all, Crystal, really underwhelming game, 6 frags in the end for Sprout, while Dennis had 32 or 31. On the other side, Quick had a really good game for QBF. Boomic, amazing with MP9 every single time in the ladder room. So it was all going in QBF's way, but seems like Sprout approached this map exactly like QBF did at the beginning. They gave no respect to QBF. They were rushing out, trying to get duels and just work out of that, work out of getting kills, and then go for maybe tactical approach, slow it down if they have man advantage. They were not going for strategical approach, like going for smokes on A.
Yeah, with fakes.
And fakes and so on. It was all aim duels, and it was working until a guy from alley steps up with MP9, kills 1, gets M4, kills 2. And everything falls apart for...
Waterfall had a pretty quiet game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, both with Ops didn't perform as we are talking about that they have biggest impact on the
probably
trend.
because of the fast play style,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, playing that fast, usually Oppers don't...
Yeah, they're they cannot be used as in a proper way, right?
Yeah,
so.
they usually every AWP player loves to that slow style play, so he can try to find picks and so on and so on. Yeah, seems like that's it for this map, at least in this best of 3 between QBF and Sprout. We are going for a short commercial break, but before we go for a break, you can visit farmskins.com and check out winter sales they have currently on cases, 90% off, so you can get yourself nice skins. Make sure to check Farmskins out, and we are going to be back shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Farmskins Championship Season 2, also a qualifier for IEM Katowice. We are just witnessing the match between Quantum Bellator, Fire and Sprout. Pretty interesting match so far. Pretty intense result on train. And QBF managed to win first one, but next one is probably one of the best maps for Sprout, and it's Cobble. So we'll see how QBF is going to match on Cobble. We were checking in production about Quantum Bellator Fire and their results currently on Cobble, but they didn't play Cobble on Major, so we don't know really how are they going to perform here. They definitely have good upper. They have good communication, as we saw. They have good rotations. So you would say this map suits them, but who knows? Maybe Sprout is too strong, because statistically, currently their best map, and they shouldn't feel too bad after losing train, right? I mean, it wasn't their map pick. They had a chance to take it, but they can practically just wipe that one out and go fresh into Cobble.
I mean, QB4 didn't play Nuke on the Major, right? So they thought maybe nobody played. I mean, they didn't practice it, so LDLC picked it up and they got demolished. So maybe that's the case also with the Cobblestone. Maybe it's one of the best maps for them, but they didn't have a chance to play on it. So, but I want to say something. Cable is one of the most hardest city-sided maps. I mean, to play on city side. So basically, if Crystal continues to play like this, plays like this, I mean, they cannot win. He had 6 frags on the map, which you very can survive without such a big rotations and deficit on the city side. But if he got killed, if he get killed or something like that on the Cablestone, I mean, they cannot play with 4 guys. A site is too opened, and rotations are too far away. Sites are too far away from each other. So I think he must step up for his team.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, even though if he doesn't show up once again, but he probably will, because this is the best map for Sprout, and I remember even back when Crystal was in-game leading and opping as well, he had a really good performance on Cobble, so maybe train wasn't just his map. And of course, leading your team, trying to figure everything out can be stressful enough. And of course, when you bottom frag, or it wasn't even a bottom frag, he was really underwhelming, because all of his teammates were there with 20-25 frags while he had 6. But hopefully that don't keep him down, and he can bounce back now on Cobble. And on the other side, QBF, Quick, as we said, had amazing game. Bumic, once again, we saw how a great tamer he is, and he had really good game on train as well. So do you think that maybe because they said themselves that their city sides are currently better than T, even if they win knife round, start T and like they did on train?
I would always start T on the cable. So I don't know why, it's my personal opinion. While I was playing, I mean, it gives you a lot of opportunity and freedom to play game and set up the game and game plan how you want. If you are chasing the score, it's not possible to be S3 and open-minded to how to approach attack sites if you're chasing the score, right?
Yeah, and we always talk about that Cobble is really restricted in a sense that you can't really have that much of a map control. The only thing you can have is B plateau, and that's without, like, taking it without risk. Everything else with a huge risk of getting picked up.
I mean, on like 2 years ago when Cable was put it in map pool, we saw Flasha from Fnatic back then was always pushing A along, right? And he was getting control, just watching the lower and entrance to the middle. But nowadays you cannot push that, because every time one guy at least will watch your back, right?
Yeah.
So basically you can have control of the plateau, or maybe somehow get boosted on the drop zone, but still you will be heard, or you will be seen or will be get naded there, so it's not big of a deal, right?
Yeah, usually teams now always nade that spot at the beginning of the round. Maybe he gets timing, but seems like we are ready to go live, and our casters once again, Dinko and Hoka.
Thank you guys. Welcome back everyone to the second map of this best of 3. It's Sprite going up against QB Fire. The first map we've seen go in favour of the Russians. The QB Fire side straight out of that hot major run have got themselves the confidence coming into train. They were able to take down the Sprite side. Although right now it's looking pretty good for the CT start, because, I mean, on the cobble, I don't know how this one is actually, because it's quite a 50-50 map. You've got that CT start, then you can perhaps try and grind out the pistols here as Crystal, Nadosavix and Dennis find 3 headshot with the USP, leaving only Valina 1 versus 2, and there's not much more he can do, as Nadosavix will take him down. Give themselves the round advantage here as Sprite pick up the pistol coming into the first round of this second map. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this one perform, as Sprout really have the chance. They've got the FAMAS, the MP9, they've got the UMP, and of course the M4. QB Fire, they've got themselves only the CZs to work with into this round, so not much more they can hope to do with that. Smoke double flash on Valina. Are these CZs, how much damage can they really do? Crystal in behind the tree. That nade gonna land right down in behind him, but somehow Jimka has slipped in. He's gonna take a kill onto Crystal. He's gonna pick up the weapon and goes for a second as well. He's gonna find 2 kills with that CZ. And are we about to see a repeat of what we've seen on train? Are these players gonna be able to reset the pistol yet again? But it's a 2 versus 4. Sprite still have a chance to pull this one back, but of course, QB Fire, they're gonna want to take this one. They're going to be slipping their way up with these CZs. I said they can do a lot of damage before this round even begun, really. I never predicted this. It'll be a 2-man advantage in favour of QB Fire. Bomb will go down towards A. So now, do they save these weapons or do they go for this? I mean, even up against 3 pistols, it's going to be difficult to retake this A bomb site because they've got the post plants. They've got too many angles to check. And QB Fire, they're going to steal this round away. Take this one quite easily. Walking in, finding 2 kills. Jumka, that's really the heroic play towards B. Somehow slips his way off the platform. Is able to grab 2 with the CZ. And quick, he's grabbing 1 as well. And that'll just scare them off. Only 1 kill comes through, and it's by Speedy. For the Sprout side. Kills on board. 1 each. QB Fire and Sprout. Are going to be splitting rounds yet again. A repeat of what we've seen on map number 1. And already, QB Fire, they're going to come out of this one. A nice lead there as a kill comes through. Valina, but a pulse comes through. It's most likely going to be technical. I mean, you wouldn't really call a technical pulse this early. I believe Innocent's been having some issues with his internet. It seems to be fixed though, as the unpause quite quickly here on the CT side. There goes quick unpausing for the QB Fire side as well. And it's going to be a very standard buy coming through here by QB Fire. They know they're going up against a very weak one, but they know there's an M4, likely a bit of a force buy thrown in there in the mix. So that's why they're going to keep those M4s on board. They've got the 2 SMGs just to grind out the cash against the unarmored opponents, or the unhead armored opponents as it is now. Players have force bought themselves quite a hefty amount of armor. There's only Crystal, who's going to be not buying the Kevlar, should I say. Be saving it for utility instead, as you can see a double smoke and a double flash and a smoke coming out on his belt. Jimko, that's a beautiful kill. That's a reaction and a half. Able to take down Innocent early on, grab QB Fire that opening kill that they desire, and now they pressure towards this A bomb site. Where can they find some more avenues to get through? Valina has got players up towards long with him. Again, walking through the smoke is Dennis. Goes for a bit of an aggressive play. Gets punished by waterfalls. He's ready for that one. Slips up middle. Speedy's not ready for that. Nadosavix holding the door, is able to take a kill. Boomich there takes down Nadosavix in reply though, and leaves it all on Crystal. And his position, it's been spotted out by Boomich. He's going to take that one. QB Fire 2-1. The scoreline is intact for them. A round advantage for the Russians. And into this one, Sprout are back foot indeed. They have nothing to work with into this round, so it's likely to be a full eco come through from them, and this should be easy pickings for the QB Fire side. They shouldn't lose the man. If they do, that's going to be at least a bonus kill going for Sprout, because there's not too much you'd expect to come out of just full USPs, right? Never know in this game. will seem to be doing a lot of damage, but coming through the dropper, Nadosafix will spot a player up towards the top, decides not to take that fight. Allows him to drop down. Now it's going to be QB Fire. They're going to put most of their eggs in the B basket, but they've got a player out towards A to give that info in case a flank is on the cards. But right now, everyone's going to be stacking that B bomb site. This is going to be a bit of a field day for the CTs. They're going to be loving this, that they're coming right into their domain. But Jumka grabs the first with the AK. A second comes in from Quick, and Bubich and Valina are going to make quick work with him. Only Crystal finding a headshot onto Waterfalls. And that is going to be 3-1. QB Fire, they pick up 3 rounds in a row, quite convincingly as well. And that is going to be the advantage gained indeed. So this is where Sprout really had the chance now. They have the AWP out on Nadosafix. He's been oping for them. He's been very good at it as well. Dennis actually had a bit of a flurry with the op in the last game. He had a bit of a flirt with it. Found some really nice kills, some double openings towards Ivy, some no-scopes on the retakes. And although they're going to give Nadosafix the pleasure of using the AWP into this round. Nade comes down, dunks Speedy down a little bit of HP dealt. That flashbang's good, still takes the kill though, his crosshair placement being perfect. He's able to spray through, take down Boomich, no trade potential as that smoke prevents him from doing so, and now it is going to be man advantage for Sprout. This is exactly what they want here. Now it is going to be Valina, he's going to make his way out towards the platform, push this player up to C, and now this is where QB Fire are very dangerous. Find their way out. Molotov going to come out towards the stairs. A double nade. One for the top of the stairs, one for the bottom. That smoke will signify that there is a player on the stairs, and they should be ready that there's a player around that area. And now, Valina, does he make his approach once his team start to impact off the front of this platform? Flashbang Molotovs are going to come through. Right. Valina up in top of the boost position. He's going to try and get his way down if he can. And he's definitely going to be wanting to do so. It's the smoke intact. It's going to be a little towards the left side on Dropper. As now he's just going to cut off that rotation. He can now filter his way through with 2 teammates as they want to clear out this right side. Spotted anybody out just yet, and now Quick going to be walking through middle. Has a player on his right, he doesn't care. That's a nice peek. Takes down Dennis, and now Valina, he's going to shut down Nadosafix as he tries to help his teammates over towards the A-bomb site, and Quick will dispense with Crystal, and the B-bomb site, the A-bomb site should I say, has just been taken for free, and QB Fire, they shut the door on the Sprite defense and get themselves the round 4-1. QB Fire looking very good here at the start of Cobblestone, and this is going to be scary if you're Sprout right now, because you really had a bad, not a bad map, but a very poor second half on Train that ultimately ended up with QB Fire taking the victory on map number 1. And coming into this next map, of course, it's QB Fire looking very strong here on Cobblestone, and they've already got a 1-map lead. So that is going to be definitely a scary prospect if you are Sprout right now, because you really want to start having a good performance here on Cobblestone, at least early on, because you know QB Fire, they're going to carry that momentum with the victory coming in from Train into this one. And this is a very heavy stack towards B here with the players from the T side. Once again, one player is going to be positioning himself outside. It's usually Valina who plays outside. Quick again finds that opening onto Nadosafix. He goes down pretty easily, but he's up against the pistol, so you know for a fact it should be rather easy for these AKs to dispense with them. Molotov goes out close. I believe he spotted a player on the stairs as well, so he should be able to make quick work of him. Jumka tapping away, takes down Speedy with Innocent hopping up with a 1D of his own. He's going to go for a bit more action here. The Polish star, he's going to be looking for some more, but the T side, they see how much damage has been dealt towards that B bomb site. They don't want to be losing their lives to only pistols, so they're going to fall back and go towards A where it's safe, and it's absolutely empty right now. It's going to be a 4 versus 3 man advantage intact for the QB Fire side. They also have this A-bomb site if they just push out. Although the CTs have rotated in time. Now they've got 2 players there. Very, very safe plays coming through by QB Fire. They're going to be throwing smokes, flashes, just trying to get in this bomb site, play as safe as possible. They don't want to throw a round away to pistols, and this is exactly the way you should be playing this one. Safe as possible. Crystal inside, grabs a headshot with the deagle. Dennis chimes in with a second as well, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 3. Somehow Sprout have find themselves the man advantage, a 2-man advantage at no time, and Crystal, that's a beautiful flurry of 3 kills into the round. And Deagle shots rain through, and Sprout will steal one away. QB Fire, they played it perfectly right up until the end. And if Crystal starts to have a good performance coming into Cobblestone, that's going to be huge because he had a very, very lackluster game there on Train. The desk, I believe, highlighted it as well. He wasn't really up there with his teammates, and now he is going to try and get himself the good start here at Cobblestone. That's going to be a scary prospect. If you're QB Fire, you're going to have to deal with Crystal. And he is a good player in his own right. Valina going to be tapping his way towards B platform. Yeah, he's going to be lining with himself. So mostly just going to be a T-standard setup. The bomb is outside of B, so this does call an A split in my eyes. Because they've got 3 players towards A long for the T side, 2 sort of pressuring towards B. They've got 1 out towards the platform to make sure that any aggression is dealt with. Or at least it's showing there is a bit of presence towards that side. While the other T players sort of find their way towards A. And there's quite a few players over there. 3 players now grouping up towards A. So the A split is off the cards. And it's just going to be an A hit. All the players are going to run in. 4 from long, 1 from mid. It's going to be a very heavy hit coming into this A bomb site. Nado Suffix will land the first shot. Boomich will reply in with a trade. So 4 versus 4, unable to get themselves out onto the site just yet. Boomich lining up a couple of kills here. Valino will chime in as well. And that will be the bomb site falling. QB Fire, they're making mincemeat on the Sprout side right now. And it's only Innocent. 1 versus 4, not much he can hope to do, I'm afraid. There's 4 players to find, and this bomb site has fallen quite heavily under the control of the Russian team now, as Innocent lies on his own. Try and clutch this one out, and he's not going to do so. He's just going to try and save this AK, and that is the decision that should be called right now. And if Innocent can save this AK, got a defuse kit set of armor on board as well. And got a deagle and a flashbang, so there's quite a bit of investment there. We'll definitely want to try and save that, and it looks as though we will be able to do so. Oh, I say that! The caster's curse. Jumka slips out and takes Innocent right at the last second. And that is unbelievable. Just taking that AK away, and that is going to be very desperate. That is going to be disappointing. And I'm afraid that is as bad as it can get right there for Innocent. I mean, we got the double up setup here on the CT side. We've got an M4 in the hands of Nado Suffix. Crystal and Speedy only have pistols to work with, but what we've seen in this game so far have been these pistols being dominant. So perhaps we could see a flurry of kills come through by them, especially on the Sprout side on Cobblestone. Making their way through, it's going to be the bomb all the way back towards the B site. They've done the setup quite often, it's working out for QB Fire. They just send themselves out in a bit of a default, a bit of a run, a bit of a dander, and they'll find a couple of kills. And there we go, Speedy able to pull it back though into a 3 versus 3. The pistols reign supreme. Quick finds a double, but it's Boomich now. He has to find some action. He's going to get the kill on the Speedy, and now open up this A bomb site. There's huge opportunities now. Smoke goes out towards the door. Have they checked the site? Crystal lining wait with a pistol. They're not even going to check this corner. Crystal plays this perfectly. 1 tap comes through, a second with a pistol, and Waterfalls will finally dispense with that mayhem, leaving only Innocent in a 1 versus 1 with the AWP, and he'll clutch it out against Waterfalls. And that was a perfect round play by Sprite. And again, it's those pistols that reign supreme. I called it at the start of the round, and I said these could do damage. And there we go. Speedy finds 1. Crystal finds 2. And the round is popping off with Sprite stealing away around. Unbelievable scenes, really, actually. Nado Suffix. He's gone quite aggressive this time with his AWP. They'll be trying to search out that A-long position, but QB Fire, they're going to find the opening kill again on the Innocent this time. And it was a player that was able to close out the round last game. And Crystal going down. Boomich taking Nado Suffix. It's pretty much over at this point. It's going to be a 5 versus 2. Speedy and Dennis, the only players surviving really. And Waterfalls will take a kill. Speedy and Dennis They do their best, but now they have to find some more action. And Boomic will put an end to that. 6-3. And QB Fire will take the lead again. The AWP on Waterfalls again is a very, very crucial weapon to be having on that T side. You're going to want to use that to sort of clear your angles out towards A long, perhaps if you're playing a little bit more passively, and then again towards B long if you want to search out that B bomb site, find some of those long range angles. And Nade is going to come through from Innocent. That's going to land right on top of the alt player, drops him down to around 79 HP. And flashbangs are coming through. Innocent blinded, has to fall in behind the wall as the players now float their way off. And a Molotov forces Innocent back. Molotov will filter in behind. Speedy grabs a kill, but there we go. Boomic finding the damage, picks up 2 kills. 4 versus 3. And already Innocent landing headshots. This pistol is insane right now. They've just found so many kills with the weapons that should not be finding kills with. And there goes Innocent again, another Deagle kill. What are these rounds? Waterfall has to find a 1 versus 2 here. This is unbelievable. This should not be happening. And Innocent is going to come round through the statue. Waterfalls will pull one back, puts himself into a 1 versus 1. He has a chance, an opportunity to stop this madness and finally shut down a pistol round here. And he is going to spot out the player towards the dropper position. If he just sprays through that wall, he has no idea he's low HP. This could be it. Nato Safik playing this one well. Falls back again. Waterfalls is going to try and collect that bomb. He has plenty of time. And Nato Safik, he's got a peek round with a CZ. And he's going to take him down. Nice bit of movement. Falls in behind the second wall. Able to peek out. And this man is so smart. Nato Safik is a really smart player. 6'4". Just that little small details you usually neglect, and he's able to just, in those high pressure situations, just stay calm and do whatever he likes at this point. So 6-4, 2 rounds, still in the leader QB Fire, but of course they call in a pause. It's a tactical pause, as clarified by Boomic there, as they do need to start calming things down. They have lost a couple of rounds, they should have won now. These pistols are starting to wreck them. Perhaps the trade potential isn't there, they just need to play perhaps a bit more of a default when you're going up against these reads. So, it's going to be 6-4. Paul's intact, likely just talking about how they can perhaps fix some of the issues that are going on. There is a couple of issues that I see, and it's mostly just being unable to trade against the pistols. And when the pistols are able to find kills like that and being able to fall back safely and finding multiple kills like that is going to desperately hurt your economy. You really need to win those rounds. You could be up at a very high scoreline already, but instead you've lost a couple of rounds to only pistols. I mean, you've lost at least 3 rounds to pistols, I think, coming out of my head. And that is unbelievable. And although QB Fire, they're going to have themselves an AK, a Galil, a CZ, only a Glock on Quick, but he has 6k, so likely will purchase something into the round at least. Actually has decided not to buy. Oh, there we go. Bit of a late buy. Buys up fully, has the AK, all the utility he needs. So this is actually a viable option for QB Fire. They have a chance to win this round. And if they do so, unbelievable. Going in aggressive though, not expecting that. Jumka just, Innocent just pops in and takes him down easily. Dennis up long, gets one, gets traded, and that bomb site now is a little bit more under pressure towards A. And you can see that forces all the CT should I say, to rotate back from B and have a look towards this site. And you can see Waterfalls, he's going to be making his presence known towards A, but he's walked right into a trap. Speedy, he's going to pick up 2. The bomb now rolls to his feet, and this is safely in the hands of Sprout now. It's only Valina, 1 versus 4, and the bomb just drifts right in front of Speedy. Valina able to grab one with the CZ, but Innocent is coming in from behind. Speedy in front of him. What can he really do in the round? I'm afraid not too much. Speedy will even out the scoreline nearly. He's 1 round away from doing so. Every round he wins comes closer to playing this back. Molotov going to deploy towards the upper part of Dropper. Going to discourage any T-side players that wanted to get a bit aggressive in there with the pistols. And you can see Crystal making full work of this eco round by picking up kills with the FAMAS. Innocent in towards Droppers, grabbing one. Elsewhere, Crystal will grab himself another, leaving only Quick. 1 versus 5. And it's going to be evened out. Sprite are going to get themselves 6 rounds on the board. 6-6. It's going to be very good for them indeed. Quick now on his own. Going to get dropped by NATO Suffix. Will be the round 6-6 that evened out. And a very good comeback from Sprout. All off the back of those pistol rounds. And that is insane. They've been able to pick up the Deagles, just do the damage that's needed. And of course, they've got themselves now in a perfect situation. Do damage. Up, out on both sides, however. It's going to be QB Fire. It's going to be the man, the myth, the beast, Waterfalls carrying that on board. We've seen a lot of what he can do at the major, of course. On NATO Suffix, we didn't get to see too much of him lately with the op, because training was really the only thing for us to go on. And, okay, NATO Suffix shows us exactly what he can do with the op. Just pings Boomich right through the wall, takes him down. Man advantage gained for Sprite, and now it is going to be a 5 versus 4. And man advantage has been gained for Sprite now as the T's desperately looking to grab this one back. The flash is going to come in towards Dropper. Waterfalls tries to make his way through, but that flash will prevent him from doing any action. And now that smoke will prevent him from even seeing towards the platform. Forces Quick and the Riflers of Junka. They try and get their way out towards platform. They have a flashbang to work with. They can throw that out towards long, but mostly it's Innocent just sitting here. I think he got spotted out, but the flashbang's good. It doesn't matter. Innocent still spraying, able to grab a kill without going down, but the smoke dissipates. Waterfall makes a quick work of that situation by grabbing a kill, but it's a shutdown from Speedy and Crystal as they take down 3 players quite quickly and get themselves their 7th round and the lead here over on Cobblestone. This is shaping up to be an interesting game after all. QB Fire with her great start looked as though they were going to run away with his best of 3, but seems to have dropped off quite heavily here on Cobblestone, and Sprout look to have woken up now as they will try and do the damage. It all comes down from that opening. There was a replay of NATO Suffix just opening up mid, just shutting down Boomich. That nade will come through as well. Waterfall making his way up through the danger stairs. Going to come in behind. He's going to take down Dennis. Crystal with a nade takes Jumka. And now 4 versus 4. Man advantage dwindled. And already the QB Fire side are going to make their way through. Waterfalls to pick it up on Speedy. Speedy will trade though. And it will be still 3 versus 3. The bomb site will surely fall shortly to this attack, although they are waiting pretty patiently as NATO Suffix. He's in a good angle to maybe deal with this one. Can prevent 1 or 2 players from getting closer to that site, and they're scared about crossing this door, and so they should be. I mean, they never know where the AWP of NATO Suffix is playing, and that has been a pivotal factor in this defense from Sprout's side. The bomb goes down on A, so the pressure now building for the CTs to retake. They had no info really. Just playing it safe. QB Fire gets the bomb down and they can even have a chance to win this one. They hear Crystal not making... He's making a lot of noise actually. Boomich is able to take NATO Suffix down. That's a quick push with a P250. Innocent burning the player alive. Jumping on top of his head though. Waterfalls able to take him down. And now it's a 1 versus 1. Low HP, but it doesn't matter. Crystal secures himself a triple and a round for Sprout. And that is going to be 8-6. Unbelievable how he won that round. The player was so close in the truck and he just jumps up. 1 bullet would have put Crystal to the ground, but he plays the angle and confidence to flow through and make a play like that on such low HP. That's looking good for him, considering he had such an underwhelming game on the first map. Coming into this one, he's top fragging for his team, 13 and 10. And of course, the confidence to jump up on top of the SWAT truck when you're only 9 HP, that is very confident right there. Double up setup comes out for Sprite, and again, this is interesting because they're winning. It's the last round of the half though. It doesn't exactly matter too much in the way of economy, so you just gotta go throw something into the mix that might catch them off guard for the last round. NATO Suffix is gonna be holding the angle. He still connects the shot, but it's not lethal. It's the legs. Go to the flashbang. He won't realise that he actually legged him either. He will have an inkling. Drop down to 15 HP. Low default from the T side now. They put 3 players towards the A side, 2 going B as they try to do the standard default they've been doing quite often. The T side again, I believe they've got enough rounds to really deal with it. 8-7 is what they want to aim for, but of course Sprout will try and get themselves their 9th on the board. And it's very possible that they can do so. Jumka is going to open things up towards the B platform as he takes down Innocent. And now 5 versus 4 man advantage for QB Fire. And this is Dennis now. This is exactly what he wants to do. Takes down Boomich. Looks for some more action, but they're not going to gift him it, as that was the lurker towards that A site. So now they're going to commit to B. The kill comes through for Speedy. He drops the bomb, and he's going to have to hold tight. The no-scope from Speedy. Gotta go for the third as Speedy goes absolutely ham. He's unable to connect the fourth, and it's only a 1 versus 3 now. Crystal looking for the kill on Waterfalls, and it will be the round ending. 9-6. Sprout will end that half very, very confidently indeed. And that's Speedy. He uses the op, not exactly what we were expecting to see, but he just goes ham with it. Able to no-scope the second guy as well. Insane. That will give Sprout at least a 3-round advantage coming into this next half. So they'll definitely want to be keeping that one on board. They've been very good at winning the pistols. QB Fire, not so great at winning the pistols, but they have been very good at winning that second round. So that's an issue Sprout perhaps have to talk over this, win the pistol, and win the next rounds after that, because that is where they've had most of their issues. Second half will commence very shortly. And already we do see very good lead for Sprite, and it all actually started off very, very convincing from the Quantum Bellator Fire side, as they had such a good start. I mean, they had very good rounds. They were just shutting out Sprite, and then suddenly Sprite just start winning random pistol rounds. It's insane. Honestly, ridiculous, some of those rounds that they were winning. But of course, round is a round. I believe, I think they actually won 3 pistol rounds. So 3 4-spy rounds where they just invested the Eagles or whatever, 5.7s. Actually, a 5.7 is a weapon. We haven't actually seen him play. That's something I neglected to talk about, actually. Crystal using a 5.7. Haven't seen that in a while. But he's able to stay on that bomb site. He's just able to take down 2 players. I think they've won 3 rounds with a 4-spot. And they won 3 4-spies. So, Sprite, they won 3 4-spies, and they're leading by 3 rounds. So, I don't know how much we're going to read into that one, but definitely 3 rounds have definitely helped them get to where they are now, for sure. Getting into the pistol round here of the second half. It is going to be QB Fire. No kit on board. 5 sets of armor. And this is what they played it like on that train map, of course. They went for the 5 sets of armor on the CT side, no defuse kit. Sprout, however, have bought themselves a smoke and a flash on this T side. The rest of the players have got armor, but it doesn't matter when Junka, finding a headshot onto Innocent early on, is traded quite quickly from Dennis, though, as they double stacked towards long. Now, in there, Waterfall will take down Crystal, and now that's a good start. That is going to be a 3 versus 4 man advantage gain, and QB Fire, they have a chance to win this pistol, but Speedy, he's been a bit of a menace in here, has found himself a headshot. Dennis from top mid, he's going to find himself a bit of action, but gets himself headshotted, leaving only NATO Sapphics. A clutch out of 1 versus 3. He's found the first, the second as well. Can he get the third? NATO Sapphics, he's going to win the pistol round. 4 Sprout, all of the kills for him, and a nice round to get himself on board for Sprout. Coming into the second half, that was insane. The stand-in gets himself all of the kills and keeps Sprout alive here in their pistol round. Now it's down to whether they can win this next round. QB Fire, they have invested heavily with the Scout, the pistols. They've been quite successful in getting those rounds after. Beatty, got a kill into Waterfalls. Kavik is going to be tapping his way towards long as well. Soaks up the player. Speedy dropped down to 30 HP, but although Waterfalls has been dropped early, this isn't looking good for QB Fire. Sprout have somewhat rectified some of the mistakes they perhaps had earlier on. So now NATO Sapphics, the heroic plays in the pistol round, is cleaning up house towards danger. Has picked up the first kill. He's going to try and get the second. It got a bit awkward there. Gets dropped down to 8 HP. Eventually was meant to go down, but somehow Speedy swings in to save the day. Takes Jumka down, who was about to nail NATO Sapphics. And why, Speedy? Why you got to kill the chickens like that, man? That leaves quick 1 versus 5. Not much he can hope to do at all. I'd guess just try and save the Eagle and Scout. That's probably the best he can do at this point. Nado and Speedy walk into his crosshair. Perhaps he can find a couple of one-taps. Well, it is going to be 11-6. Sprout will get themselves the round after finally. I think that's the curse broken. They finally got that together for the first time in this best of 3. That is exactly what they need now. 11-6. 5 rounds away. Gonna walk in, get Jimka down. Man advantage for Sprout right now as they will try and extend upon it as Speedy spots the player out towards A long. Well, mark through territory now as Innocent speeding through the doors, finding 2. Speedy with a nade kill, and now it's only Quick. Again, he's on his own, he gets dropped down, and Innocent, he'll end that one. 12-6, 4 rounds away from closing out map number 2 here in favour of Sprout. 12-6, they're half the score right now of the Sprout side QB Fire. I mean, we'll try and get themselves back there. Again, I said, if you just go with it and just go round by round, you can find yourself making a comeback quite easily if you just think about it round by round. Dennis, he's got a smoke. Mostly going to be set up towards this B site as they are shaping up to do a B execute onto this bomb site. Got quite a heavy presence here. That's going to be 5 players shaping up to hit this B bomb site. Crystal is up on top of the dropper position with a couple of players coming through. Crystal will land a headshot. Waterfalls replies with an op kill. And Bolina, there he is. That's going to be a nice one. Right onto Dennis with Quick lining up a second, but finally gets dropped by Nado Safix. Man advantage for QB Fire. This could be a round. This could be the gateway back into the game. Crystal getting dropped down to 5 HP. How much can he really do at this point? He's inside of the window. Chumka, he just leaves the angle behind. Valina really needs to expect this push from Crystal. He's going to walk right in the dropper. He's going to find this kill. Surely he'll take Crystal. He will indeed. Now the last player, Nado Safix, made quick work of by Valina. And that will be 12-7. QB Fire. This is possibly their comeback trail beginning now. Really aggressive kill from Quick. Just up towards the platform, is able to take Innocent down for free. Just walks up the platform, takes him down. And now Boomich, she's up towards the top of mid. Will throw a grenade in there to dunk it down, see if the action can be dealt. But Dennis is going to shape his way out A-long here. There's 2 players sitting here at the T side. They can get a third now as the op collects itself towards that angle. Now Crystal, he's just waiting until his teammates tell him that it's clear. He gives them the go-go sign. Be walking right into a 3-man stack on this A bomb site. It's for the QB Fire side. Have a read that this is going to be an A hit. That grenade is going to land right on top of Crystal. Deals a heavy amount of damage. Soaks them up a little bit more. And now they can start to grind out the kills. It's going to be... Boomich just holding the bomb site. 50 seconds left. Man advantage still intact for QB Fire. The smokes, the execute. This is a nice play from Sprite, but how can they handle the fragging power of the QB Fire side as they will try to impact onto the A site? You're waiting very patiently. A flashbang will come through, and the 4th player from the CT side has collected himself towards heaven. Crystal needs to find the entry, unable to do so. Boomich is successful, and again, Jumka, the crossfire, the bait and switch play pays off. Nado Safix, the only player from the Sprite side, finding a kill, and it will be ultimately ending in dismay for the German and Polish players. It's Quick. Will take down Speedy, leaving only the lone Dane. Actually, they've got so many mixture of nationalities here on the Sprite team, and it's only the lone Dane, Nado Safix, on his own to try and save this AWP. And he'll do so as well. He'll get that into the next round. Comes through. It's a technical pause from Quick. Now this is where things get a little bit dicey, right? You have this momentum building up for QB Fire. A technical pause comes through. It might interrupt that sort of momentum they started to gain a little bit. Might come up to hurt them, but they've got the double up setup here on the CT side. This is interesting. Waterfalls and Jumka going to carry those on board. And the singular off on Sprite. They'll have, of course, the AKs and the Galil as well on board. Pressure being put towards B early on here from the Sprite side. Crystal is going to throw a flashbang, a smoke close to the box now as he just tries to clear methodically towards the B bomb site, but shaping their way up. There's quite a lot of presence inside of the dropper position. And now presence has been heard, I believe. It's really going to put every egg in the same basket. They're going to start to flow out now. They have an option. Do they hit this B bomb site where there's 3 players lining? Wait. Speedy out towards Speedway. Quick lands the first shot, gets dropped by Speedy, who looks up to the tree just on time. Boomich lands a kill, but he goes down to Speedy again. Waterfalls on top of the statue, picks up 2 kills. Innocent and Speedy fall, leaving only NATO Suffix yet again. And this is unbelievable as he hops right this time, unable to save as he hops right into Belina. And that'll be the round. 12-9 and QB Fire, they're on their way back. And Sprout will call a pause. It's most likely going to be a tactical pause at this point as they start to lose their lead. Their momentum is starting to slip away from them. No, this is obviously, I should probably mention to people who are just tuning in as well. QB Fire are currently up 1 map. They are leading the first map. They picked up Train coming into this one, so QB Fire are in the lead by 1 map. Sprout, of course, are trying to steal away Cobblestone here and get themselves the victory to move on to the 3rd. But of course, QB Fire, they're doing their best to come back from a deficit here as Sprout are up 12-9. And QB Fire, they've got the momentum now. They might find themselves around a 10th here. They might get themselves into double figure, but they cannot just let this one be because you're going up against these pistols. Again, Sprout have had these pistols on board. They find the kills that are needed a lot of the time. And now, this is unbelievable. If they can pull it all the way back, QB Fire, this is going to be a great comeback, a great storyline. Great game to win. Although they have the double op setup, Boomich carrying the MP9 or the cash grinder on board. So Viz going to go out. He's going to take Dennis down. Advantage again for the CT side. We'll fall back towards the SWAT truck to go for some more action, but mostly getting boosted up, just trying to filter the way along. Here is NATO Suffix and his fellow teammate. Here towards Long. BDL Spire grabs a kill, so that's back into a 4 versus 4. Innocent is going to be lurking with this Deagle as well towards A Long with the bomb, drifting its attention towards the B bomb site. Nino Safix has, of course, the P250 in hand. 1 minute left on the clock and plenty of time to do what they can. But Quick, that's a perfect peek. He's going to find a kill on the Speedy. Pick up the AK, go for the headshot, takes Crystal down and perfectly falls back as Jumka with the op finds a kill on the Innocent, leaving only Nado Safix on his own here to drop down from Dropper. I believe he got hurt out as well, so he's pretty much dead. I mean, he's got his number written down at this point. QB Fire have his number, but Nado Safix has theirs too. He takes down Waterfalls. He's into a 1 versus 3. 33 seconds left on the clock, and he has what he can, and he does what he wants. It's Nado Safix. He has no armor, no utility, but still, for some reason, I feel like he might actually even have a chance into this one. He's going to slip back. 19 seconds left. He's going to try and get that bomb down. A player now disconnected from the QB Fire side. So I'll likely see another pause come up shortly. There's still 3 players to find. Nado Safix, he picks up the op. He's very prominent, but misses the first shot. Oh my goodness, that second shot is so good. And now this is where things get a bit risky. Jumka makes his way in. Nado Safix with another kill. He's absolutely going ham, and he'll clutch it out. 1 versus 3. 4 kills for Nado Safix, and a 13th round for Sprout. And there we go. I must have some predictions in my brain. But I just thought Suffix had somewhat of a chance to win that round. He just went and did it. Unbelievable plays from Suffix. 13-9. And the pause comes through for QB5, just letting that one sink in. That they lost against a player that had no armor, no utility, and was able to just get the bomb down B, pick up a quad into the round. Sprout and I on the verge of taking map number 2 here. QB Fire, they've done their damage. They have to come back now. There's no money really to work with. And the player disconnecting, that is going to hurt them a little bit as well, because he's going to have to come back, and that momentum that they started to build up is somewhat dwindled. And Waterfalls has returned. He's got a bit of cash to work with. Do they go for the buy? Or they eco one more? Let's Sprout go up to 14 and play for that almighty comeback. There's a chance that he'll be able to do so. Up comes out in Waterfall, so they are going to invest into this one. This is do or die time for the Russian side now. They have to have that up on Waterfalls. They have the FAMASs, the M4 on Jumka, and the MP9 on Valina. They have to do the damage now. If they go down in this round, it could be Sprout stealing away map number 2 here, and we'll be going to that third. Right, boost comes in from QB Fire. It doesn't pay off. They have to fall back out of that one. And already it is going to be Sprout now taking a bit of map control, filtering the way through and playing a slow default now as Jumka hops up on top of the broken wall. Here he's going to be looking over the top. The flashbang comes through. He's got 2 players here. This is a really strong boost, but the flashbang's good. Spraying through. Jumka lands the kill. Luckily there for Boomic as Jumka, luckily for him, he's sticking around and able to take his teammate down, because that would have been very, very necessary to lose that life there towards mid. Very disheartening as well. But now Sprout will attempt to hit this B bomb site. There's a player inside of Dropper, although it is Innocent looking for a kill here. And Boomic is in a very precarious position right now. That nade will finish him off, and that's going to be a 4 versus 4 here. Now the option opens up. What do they want to do for Sprout right now? Vic is going to walk up. He's going to take down Suffix. He'll fall back as well. That's going to be a player you don't want to be losing if you're Sprout right now, and with no trade as well. Man advantage for QB Fire, and now on the deficit here at the Sprout side, trying to get the way out. Crystal grabs one, but it's traded by Waterfalls. Another kill from Jumka, leaving only Innocent. 1 versus 3. He'll grab the first one. Can he clutch it out just like Suffix did? And then somehow I feel like this one might be a little bit more difficult as he's losing all his life, and the bomb goes down. And that will be at 13-10. QB Fire win a very, very important round. And Sprite are back on a very weak buy, but I wouldn't be surprised if they fully ecoed into this one. Perhaps Innocent can purchase up some pistols, chuck them over to his teammates. No QB Fire. This is the opening. Could they come back all the way and close this one out? Sprout have now opened them.
Dinko, my man. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, Hawker.
Hello. Okay, I'm so sorry about this. Here now though. So I guess we should get back into the action. So QB Fire on the comeback train, as you are saying. Only pistols in this round. We'll get to see what they can do with them. Don't fancy their chances though, considering how things have been going for them so far. But let's see if they can get something done, because QB Fire's money is still very much on the edge of being broken. So if they do get the win, could still do the damage. We're just going to see QB Fire play their default, very spread out across the map. Looks like they're going to test A on the Sprout side of things. 3 players at mid look to push up. And Jimka's playing from A long, so this could get deadly as they make their way forwards.
Yeah, Jumka, he's going to pick up the first. Valina also finding one, but the nades come through the wood. Innocent able to take down Jumka. 3 versus 3. 52 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time still for Sprout to try and do something. Although Dennis is landing that headshot, takes down Waterfalls. 2 versus 3 now. Quick should make quick work of them. Boomic there to take Innocent, and now it's only Dennis, and the bomb is being defused. No chance for him to win this one. I'm afraid Quick will close this one out as well.
Yeah, that came somewhat close. With such little or such limited on their buy. They were never really going to win that round. That was the issue. And now they get the buy in their hands. Here it is. Sprout need to finally win a round. NATO Safix does have the AWP in hand. Up against Waterfalls, his opposite number. And here we go, round 25. And Sprout just going to spread across the map. Not make any mistakes. Maybe look to see if NATO can get that opening pick. Certainly an option, and 4 players are now somewhat grouping up around A, but QB Fire taking some aggression on their CT side. Now decide to fall back after spotting one man. They can't afford to just play from the site, and again, it's back into that default.
Back into the standard default they've been playing, but they have put a little bit more presence towards A this time. The bomb is outside of A. NATO Safix has been that player with the turret op, just trying to clear out the wide angles. Allows his teammates with the rifles to get up nice, close and personal. And that's what they're going to be trying to do here. Jimka is very close up inside of middle here. This is a very advantageous angle. Belina is up on top on the A bomb site as well, with the players now filtering their way out towards A. The bomb is going to collect itself there as well. 4 players are going to be coming towards this A bomb site, and there's 3 players from QB Fire situated on this site now. 45 seconds left, and fake Molotov comes out towards the B bomb site. Is that going to draw a player off? I don't think it's enough to do so. And here comes the execute. Valina needs to line up the players. He's unable to grab a kill. Crystal opens things up. A second from Dennis, and this should be the door shut on the QB Fire defense.
Yeah, the picks just all across the boards. Sprout just winning one-on-one fights for the most part, and no trades can come in from QB Fire. That's a little bit of a problem there with their setup in that round, but to be honest, again, Sprout did exactly what they needed to counter QB Fire's setup this round in particular. That's something that I don't think they can consistently rely on to get rounds, but at this point, Sprout just need rounds in any way that they can find them. And Waterfalls is just going to look to hold onto that AWP. Remember though, QB Fire's money is still very poor, and Waterfalls will get caught off. So this is now QB Fire stuck in a predicament. At this point, do they force now and go for a sub-optimal buy? Or do they decide to play for overtime? And, well, there's their decision. The buy comes through.
Yeah, I guess that answered itself for you. Just purchasing up the pistols, the UMP and the M4 here on Jimka. It's going to be Sprite now with the 4 AK-47s, AWP here on NATO Safix. And I don't see too much work being done here with these weapons on QB Fire, but perhaps they can prove me wrong. I've seen stranger things in this game so far. NATO Safix picking up a 1 versus 4 without any armor was probably one of the most insane things I've seen in a while. And it does fall to Waterfall's feet. He gets dropped down to around 64 HP. And again, heavy pressure put on the B-bomb site from Sprout this time. One player playing very passive back towards the Rapunzel. That's NATO Safix waiting for the players to come out along. You don't generally see that play, so that could catch them off a little bit. He will make his way back towards the B site, and it seems as though they're going to shape up their attack now.
Yeah, with a minute left on the clock, Sprout might go for the push shortly. Having said that, they're taking things slowly, and Belina might be in position here. The smoke comes in. He's playing in the midst of it. In the meantime, Crystal gets 2. Kvik is going to get the trade back, but Spibby is there. A 3v2 now. The 2 players left for QB Fire have pushed through A. So sure, they're on the flank, but I don't know if they're really going to get too much done because Sprout are pushing. Having said that, they nearly get the chance, but Sprout turn around just in time. Sprout now have map point.
Yeah, I don't see any way coming back into this one. If you're QB Fire, I mean, Sprite have all the utility, all the weapons to work with. They have the AWP, and QB Fire, they've only got CZs of mass. So, not too much to write home about here on the CT defense. It's going to be difficult to handle the AWP, the 4 AKs, the utility, the heavy presence inside of mid already. And I think Sprout have a good read of this one, actually, because they're going to push in. Crystal hops in through mid. Got a really nice Speedy following up from behind. It's going to be Crystal grabbing that opening kill. Speedy with a trade. And this is it over. I'm afraid Hawka Boomich has got to get at least 1 kill. But it's still 4 versus 3. This is... Oh my goodness. Actually, Jimka doing a bit of damage. It's going to take Dennis down. 2 versus 3. Although, you know, Safix and Speedy, they're going to put that final nail in the coffin, I'm afraid.
Just Volina left. The CZ trying to get something done at long range. Tapping away. Crystal is coming forwards, and the push will also come through A long. Can Paulina save the day? He just can't get anything done with the CZ. It's Sprout who take the map and take us to a third. Let's see what the desk has to think about that one.
Sprout ties this series 1-1 after taking their map pick Cobble, as we expected, kind of 16-11 at the end, and now they are taking us to a third map. So really interesting stuff from Sprout, especially I would just highlight that that 1v4 clutch from NATO Suffix. He had amazing performance throughout it, and of course clutching it out in that manner, like it was like crucial buy for Sprout as well. If they lost that round, they would be reset, and I
think they were Rico.
Yeah. So I think they would go double eco in that sense, because they bought a couple of deagles and so on, and he managed to clutch that 1v4, 1v3 in post plan, but he killed one guy before that to grab that AWP. So amazing stuff from NATO. Congrats to him and his teammates. But what happened with QBF? I mean, the whole match, whole map, questionable, really questionable plays, especially on T side. Having control of B side, and then deciding to push with C4 towards Pizza, and dropping C4 in front of 4 Sprout players instead of planting it and go into post-plant positions. What's going on there?
I don't know. I mean, you forgot to mention pistol round. NATO Suffix had 1v3.
Yeah.
And he also clutched that. So he had 2 most important rounds in the match, right? And he managed to win both of them. He played out of his mind. And really questionable decisions from the QB Fire. I mean, they had one entry frag as a CT on middle, and I think it was Bumic who decided to push B lobby. There was no info that they're attacking B. I mean, you know they're B because you kill one guy aggressive in the middle. No, they were boosted actually. He was pushing alone. He tried to walk for info, and he saw they're not there. Okay, just tell your teammate to rotate B4, stack B, and just stay, listen for info if they're coming back. Just shoulder peek, do anything else beside pushing. I mean, they will turn around eventually to check their back. And beside that, he had 25, 26 HP left. Don't do that. Just stay alive. I mean, even if you don't get info, if you don't get kills, it's most important thing to stay alive. They don't know exactly your HP, and they need to look out for you. You're a threat for them, right?
Yeah, of course.
So he pushed and he died, and few decisions like that, picking one by one when NATO Suffix had 1v4, 1v3 actually on the platform on B. That's it. A bunch of bad decisions led to this.
Yeah, I mean, the Sprout really, when you highlight those plays, like first getting that pistol round, clutching 1v3 for NATO, then clutching 1v4.
Yeah.
In the end, in probably one of the most important rounds of the half or the whole map as well. So definitely puts a highlight on him. He definitely is fired up for a third map that is Mirage. And now when you're an AWP player, even when he comes into the game, he's really performing well for Sprout. Like every single game he's up there, he's making those impact frags with AWP. And now after this game, having this good of a game on Cobble, that can mean a lot for Sprout, right? Because they're now going into Mirage, and we know how important that AWP player is for mid control, or not even mid control. Maybe he decides to go aggressive A house if he's feeling confident. Go try to make a one-man advantage for your team from the beginning of the round. It also comes down to players not making from QBF, of course, not making same mistakes like they did on Cobble. Maybe this map is going to suit them even more.
Maybe I want to mention also Crystal. He stepped up this game. He had 22, 23 frags. I mean, when you have 5 players on server playing and one guy clutching like crazy, you must win. So
yeah, you also fired up, right?
Me? Why? No.
I mean, not you as you.
Oh.
I mean.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, why am I fired up? I was like, what?
No, I mean, you as a player, when your teammate is clutching those kind of rounds, you are fired up as well. So you want to perform even better. Yeah, but
sometimes that maybe it's bad for you. Like you get
overextend.
Yeah, and you get overconfident and try to do stupid stuff. I mean, that usually happens to young players who doesn't have much of experience, right? So I don't know about him. I mean, he's still young, but he's playing for a pretty long time. I mean, maybe it will not be the case with him.
Yeah, third map of this series is Mirage. We are not going for a break, but even if we are not going for a break, you can check farmskins.com. They have winter sales, also 90% off of cases, so you can support your teams, open some cases for skins and so on and so on. But of course, make sure to check Farmskins out. They're really good guys, and they, as you can see, organize this qualifier for IEM as well to bring chance to some maybe not so known teams to make it through and make it to the big stage. And I mean, big names are waiting for them in playoff, but again, you have a chance to play against them, prove yourself, like QBF did at Major. Third map, as we said, is Mirage. So let's talk a little bit about Mirage. So QBF, once again, even though we didn't see them as much on Cobble, definitely they deserve a notice that they played well on City side once again, but I think this side is side that practically crumbled them into this map. But Mirage is kind of different. It's a more standard map. We saw them on Mirage a couple of times. Unfortunately, we saw them on Mirage against Navi in playoff at Major when Flamey was just off. He was hitting every single shot, but can they somehow make it through and now reverse sweep Sprout?
They do not need to be afraid, like did they Sprout watch their demos or something like that from the Mirage, because Navi just crushed them. I mean, you couldn't see anything basically there, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they changed something. Maybe they realize how to approach when somebody's playing like that, like Navi style. I mean, Navi didn't play such a slow pace game like they know. They're known for play that, like, and they were playing a little bit faster against them on the Mirage that tournament. So basically, maybe they change approach. How to if you could handle like Navi, you can handle players in the Sprout. I mean, so all depends from the pistol round. They need to take the pistol round first because they need to get back their confidence, because after those clutches from NATO Suffix, they just need something to grab on, so they can just keep it up and try to win maybe first half.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can basically see from all players' perspective that they were still going aggressive as they would do in any other map, but just at that point Sprout was better, or NATO was better, if you want to put it that way. I think they definitely in that situation when NATO kills one guy, grabs AWP and plants a bomb, okay, he's done enough. But when he gets 3 more kills to clutch the round, your morality as enemy team, you fall down, you feel devastated that you lost that eco at first. On the other side, Sprout is fired up. They want to finish this off, finish it hot, as some would say, and then go hot in Mirage as well, and prove that they can win this best of 3 that will put them in winners final. So looking so far so good for Sprout. Hopefully we see another great map this close, or maybe overtime, this close with these 2 teams. We have a bit of time, so we can start slowly with our prediction game.
Oh, this is really the maybe toughest one today, right?
Yeah, probably.
I would say NATO suffix 1610.
We're changing Sprout to NATO suffix.
Yeah. He's the like the biggest star.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
the newest addition. That's really interesting. Basically, bringing new player in. They probably didn't have enough time to practice all the maps, right? But he's definitely putting himself out there and proving that he can play in this kind of team, and prove that he has enough skill to take on every other team as well, especially legends from Major. But of course, hopefully we see as third map as great as we saw the others. So let's go. What did you say?
16-10.
16-10 Sprout.
Yeah.
Okay. I would agree, but just for the lols, I'll go with QBF. I would agree that Sprout has an edge just because they are fired up. So we are ready to start this game now. Hoka, welcome back, and Dinko, take it away.
Thank you very much, Rema. We are here for the final map of the day. Thank you for the warm welcome back, and I am glad to be here because this series has already gone pretty far. Close maps already, and we've still got a third to play. This could be very, very exciting, Dinko.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a wonderful roller coaster of a game. We've seen so many back and forths. I mean, coming into the second map, I believe Sprite only won. They won the pistol round every single round up until, I believe, yeah, they've won every single pistol round, but every time the second round came up where they had to go against that force buy, they always lost it until NATO Safix clutched out a 1 versus 3 with the pistol. So yeah, it's extremely back and forth. Neither team looking very, very dominant, which makes a very interesting game for sure. I'm especially looking forward to seeing NATO Safix here on Mirage. This map kind of lends itself sometimes to some of those individual players, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do on this map.
Yeah, the AWPs are also fairly important on Mirage, especially double AWP setups. You will see one of the AWPers often just kind of lock down B apartments on the CT side. That's certainly something that you will probably see from at least one of these teams at some point. And we'll also get to see Waterfalls on the AWP on the QB Fire side of things, who's been a little bit underwhelming so far in this series. I think it's fair to say. But he certainly has the potential to really turn up in a big way. And if he could, that could absolutely make the difference for QB Fire. So I think both those AWPers could be very important players in this map.
Yeah, for sure. That Waterfalls has had a bit of an underwhelming series so far. If he can start to go off, I highlighted him before the game really started. He was one of my hot picks to watch coming into the best of 3, and of course he hasn't had too much impact. I mean, he's still been performing, but not at his level we know he can play at. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, but we're going to get into the pistol round now. It is going to be Sprite starting on that CT side, QB Fire on the T side, and let's take it away.
And again, we see Spiddy go for a CZ. Seen a couple of players picked up for the pistol rounds, but QB Fire are just going to go straight towards this A site with 2 sets of nades, and they're going to not go instantly, lining up the nades, and now the flashes will go over the top. It's Innocent who's the first man on the hold. He's going to spot them out. There's a quick kill. The trade, though, should come in, and indeed finds one. Dennis pushes through the smoke. This was very risky, but it works. Oh, Dennis gets a second kill, and Paulina just takes a nade in the face. Finally finds a frag, though. It's back to a 1v2, but Paulina's so low on health, and there it is. Dennis finishes it with 3 kills.
Yeah, how did he get that second one right through the smoke? It was a beautiful shot. And finishes it off with the third. It's going to be Sprite continuing their consistency in these pistol rounds. We'll get themselves another round on the board for the pistols. Of course, QB Fire, they're going to have the bomb plan, so it's likely they'll eco this one, go for that heavy full buy coming into the third round. And I've seen some teams actually elect to just go, yeah, they're going to go for the force buy instead. This is interesting. I mean, this actually could work out right now, Hawka, because there's heavy SMG presence on that Sprout side. They've only got 1 rifle in there and a scout, so I guess this could actually pay off.
Ooh, Boomich does get that first with the AK. As you were saying, certainly could pay off, but that nade did take Paulina down to 2 HP. So he won't be too pleased about the position, but Boomich is going to switch the AK over to Jimka. So a man advantage and still that rifle to work with. Could be very, very deadly, but Dennis, again on point, gets a quick headshot. Spiddy is also going to push towards top mid, and he finds another frag. So now it's a man advantage for Sprout, and Spiddy taking a fight, but decides to fall back. So 2v3, not impossible. Or sorry, 3v3 even.
Yeah, three versus three, and Nero Safix got that scout, but he's very low HP. Although the saving grace is all three of the QB Fire players are below 100 HP, 2 HP on Valina. That's not going to be the best outcome for him indeed. They've got the AK picked up on Quick now, MP9 picked up by Valina, so just increase their chances very slightly now. Got a good bit of utility, and the bomb is going to be making its way back from T-spawn. Going to be shaping up to hit this A bomb site. And the CTs, they've actually got a very spread out setup here. One inside of CT spawn, literally inside of the spawn, and one over towards the apartments in B, and the other one inside of jungle. So they're going to allow this bomb plant, so that's cash built up for QB Fire, so their investment was worth it. And now they've found 2 kills, and the retake needs to come in here. Crystal is going to find that first kill. That's on the Boomich, as now they open up an opportunity for themselves. And Sprout, I don't know, I think they look like they're going to let this one up. They're going to give up the ghost and give a round away to QB Fire here, and this has happened yet again here, Hawka.
Well, NATO Suffix has just got that 1 kill, and he holds towards mid, gets the frag. He just about managed to pull it off in the end, but as you were saying, it didn't look confident. You can see they didn't have a kit on towards Crystal on the site, so it took him a while to get the defuse. That could have gone very differently if those kills didn't come through so quickly.
Yeah, it just made me think they were going to leave the bomb site when I seen Speedy run it up towards middle, but when they find those kills, it does really steal away that round, so that's of course very good for Sprite, but it was a very close round indeed. QB Fire played them very closely, and now have a good bit of cash in the reserve for the next round. It's going to spell a little bit of damage towards the Sprout side now. You have, of course, the AWP in the hands of NATO Safix already, and as you pointed out towards the start of the game, this map really depends on that op presence. And there we go, Innocent and Dennis lining up 3 kills, and a double comes in from Innocent to close out the round. 3-0 for Sprout, and this is probably the most convincing start we've seen them on a map so far.
Yeah, that third round was certainly quick, easy, but this fourth round shouldn't be so easy because QB Fire now have that buy we were looking for, and Waterfalls has gone straight on towards that orb, so we could see NATO Suffix and Waterfalls get into some fights early on. Sprout on the CT side of things are going to put Dennis in towards Underpass. He goes for the aggression here. The UMP could struggle at this long range, and you see there, Jimka manages to spot him out. Maybe Dennis trying a bit too much there by himself. He goes down early, and Jimka takes a little bit of damage back, but it's still the man advantage for QB Fire. And you can see Sprout just have 2 players on A and 2 on B. They're somewhat isolated from each other, and with mid presence in favor of QB Fire, they have a lot of options.
Indeed, they do have plenty of options now. Quick is going to boost his team up out of the window. There's going to be a player coming in from short. That flashbang's quite good as well. That denies the vision of Quick, but there's a player inside of the connector, and that smoke is about to dissipate. So his vision will be no longer obscured. He'll be able to see the player inside of the connector, but damage has been dealt so far, so perhaps they haven't crossed paths. Of course, QB Fire still have that man advantage. Of course, want to try and capitalise off it. That window smoke will start to dissipate, and Waterfall's able to peek out towards CT, grab down NATO Safix, and that should open up the push. Another kill from Quick. This is all crumbling down beneath Sprite right now. It is Speedy, the only player to find a frag, and now he has to find 4 more, and I don't think it's even possible, especially since Boomich is hot on his heels, but Speedy able to swing round, take him down. If he can slip away and save this AK and the kit, that most likely won't be the worst outcome.
Yeah, it could have been worse for Sprout. They couple of kills, but they lose the sort of critical fights over towards A as the push came in. So now Spiddy just has to try and save. And he does get that 1 kill, so there you go. Might just be able to do so because QB Fire are also focused on their own money. And it's also worth pointing out that Sprout have lots of money in the bank. They should absolutely still be getting a strong buy into this upcoming round, whereas QB Fires might actually be somewhat limited on their side of things. They do get to save the AWP for Waterfall, so that's a positive. However, their nades might be slightly lacking. You can see a couple of the players going to have to skimp on a few nades, but it's not a massive issue. It's still basically a 4-buy for both teams, and we'll get to see another gun round come into play.
Yeah, they've got that AWP on Waterfalls, and that, as we pointed out, Waterfalls hasn't had the greatest performance, but if he can start to step up now, that could be the deciding factor Although they have found that opening kill for the T side. That's onto Innocent. Now they're trying to flow white, but Dennis is doing his best, but only gets one. So it's down to Speedy. He'll line up a kill, but goes down himself. Man advantage still intact by QB Fire, and they're going to try and impact onto this A site. And they're using up quite a hefty amount of utility to do so. Quick is watching his back lines, and the chaos has somewhat come to a standstill here. The player's still inside of the ramp. All the utilities set up, and now allowing the CTs to maybe catch a breath and call some info. The smokes now dissipate. Flashbang will come over the top. Waterfalls is going to get shut down from short as NATO Sapphics will dispense with Waterfalls. Throwing the smoke down. Quick will at least take down Crystal. Still a 2 versus 1 here. And NATO Sapphics has a 1 versus 2 retake here. And he's been spotted out. Quick knows where he's playing from. This op needs to land the shots. And it won't do so as Quick will take the kill. And that will be QB Fire get themselves another round on the board.
Yeah, they get their second round together after losing the pistol. Exactly what they would have been looking for on the comeback. It wasn't, again, Waterfall's doing much with the AWP. He hasn't been able to get too much done so far, but it was the rest of the team showing up, in particular Kvik having a pretty good time of things. And then goes Jimka to get that first kill on this 6th round. They're only up against pistols, so this shouldn't be too difficult, as Boomich does a lot of damage, but doesn't quite get the kill. They're just going to be spreading out, though, and holding off for aggression. Apart from Boomich, who has the MAC-10, he's certainly going to go probing, and he's going to get rewarded. Innocent taken down. That's all they need on the QB Fire side. 2-man advantage now, looking good for them, but NATO Sapphics gets a free kill towards mid, and Crystal also chimes in with a frag. All of a sudden, 1 AK recovered, a 3v3, somewhat doable now as Crystal goes aggressive again. Trying to find something, but Boomich is here. MAC-10 only gets the 1 kill. It's Jimka left in a 1 versus 2, and this has gone horribly wrong for QB Fire.
It's all just fallen down beneath them. They're left in a 1 versus 2 here. NATO Sapphics and Speedy, I'm definitely giving them the edge in this one, especially since NATO Sapphics' angle is just so much superior to Jimka. And he will go down. 4-2. Sprout are able to steal another one. Give themselves a very huge confidence boost coming into this one. And, I mean, QB Fire, they will have another buy coming through, but how long can these force buys really keep continuing? I mean, it's a very strange buy. They have 2 ops in play, a CZ, a UMP, and a Deagle. Now, that is very unorthodox. You generally don't see buys like that come out all of the time, but they keep going for this consistently. They keep going for these crazy buys. And NATO Sapphics is going to take down Boomich. A man advantage gained for the Germans already.
Oof, Waterfalls gets close, but Speedy hunts him down, spraying through the smoke at the end to secure that kill. And now QB Fire are just falling back. I mean, they don't really think they can go towards the B site, which is fair enough, but in the 3 versus 5, I don't know if they can go anywhere, especially because Dennis is pushing underpass. This might just be a free frag in the back. There it is, gets an easy kill on towards Jimka. So even though they give up the mid presence, they get the information over towards B, and that leaves QB Fire in a very, very difficult spot.
Yeah, again, it's just very disadvantageous right now, being in that 3-man deficit. There's not much more you can really hope to get out of this one. You'll find a couple of kills that'll be at least worth the investment slightly. And if you can save the op, that'll be even better. So they spot the op towards CT. They're able to take down NATO Sapphics. That's a player you want to be taking down most of the time. So you got to find 4 more if you want to win this round, but 28 seconds limits what they can do, so they're going to push up towards the short position towards the B bomb site. One inside of the apartments, Quick able to land another shot, and there's one inside of the kitchen. A flashbang going to come through. Speedy still lying in wait here. It's about to walk out, nearly prevents the bomb plant, but what are QB Fire doing right now? They've suddenly got a round out of nothing, and it's into a 1 versus 2, but unlucky for Quick as Innocent comes in from short. But that was a very good round to steal away at least something into the round there, Hawker.
Yeah, especially with the up, you'd have thought it would be difficult to go towards the B site, but Kvik certainly has a lot of success with that. Gets 3 kills on the round, but Sprouts still hold on, and they will also save double ops on their side of things. This is something I pointed out in the pre-game, certainly something that most teams do on Mirage. Go for these 2 AWPs. And especially when you've got some competent AWPers on your team, it's always going to be expected on the Sprout side. I was expecting Crystal to potentially pick it up, but I think they want Innocent to have it into his hands because he's going to hold back from ticket booths. So not the AWP over towards B. It's currently on towards the A side of the map, and that could be important because QB Fire look to be lining up that A push. With the AWP being here, they're going to have to try and cut him off, and they do have the nades to do so, but it's still going to be difficult for them.
They're going to try to get what they can with these pistols. Of course, they're going to get to this A bomb site where Jimka's found a kill, but Nado Safix will reply quite quickly. And somehow Valina able to challenge down Innocent inside of the CT ticket box and able to win out of that battle with a P250. So that's a good kill to be finding. And it's still a 3 versus 3, plenty of time on the clock. And I think Speedy knows this, so he can just sit back inside of jungle, wait for a player to get a bit over aggressive and pick him off for free. But right now, QB Fire, they're playing safe themselves. They don't want to commit to the site just yet. They know the CTs will challenge as soon as they tap this bomb. That Molotov's very good indeed, but they've got plenty of time still, so no need to really panic. And then Evelina, he's sitting outside the connector, expecting Speedy to perhaps come up that side of the map, but need to know he's inside of jungle. Now Bristol in behind the trash can behind CT, 35 seconds left. Is he going to commit and try and stop this bomb plant? He knows where it is now. Walks around, takes down Jimka. Quick shot from Nado Safix. Now it is only Valina, and I don't think he can do much. Speedy confirms. And that will be 6-2. Sprite now looking very dominant here on their CT side of Mirage.
Yeah, they do concede the bomb plant. Another pretty convincing round win in the end. It never really felt like QB Fire were in with a massive chance of winning the round. Sprout always kind of were in control of it, even if they did lose the site. They were lined up for the retake. Either way, QB Fire do now have the buy again. So still not going to be easy for Sprout, but considering they already have a 6-2 lead, they'll be looking good. And Speedy, through the smoke, gets the timing right. That's Waterfalls with the AWP, dropped out of the round early on. He is just not finding any success so far. Either way, Volina's going to get the quick trade out towards mid. Nato Safix was in connector, but he just decided to fall back. Being by himself, he didn't want to risk trying to hold mid. So that's going to give up mid presence over to QB Fire. So even though Waterfalls goes down first again, it still works out decently for QB Fire into a 4v4. However, they still have a lot of ground to gain, and they might be able to do it because Jumka has found another frag.
Yeah, he's grabbed that man advantage for QB Fire, and that's a huge one to be found to Big Crystal. This is a huge off angle. I don't think Quick's going to check this with the sniper, and he'll get dropped. Quick now downed, and Crystal, there's no one there to trade, so he'll be happy with that. Man advantage has been dwindled back into a 3 versus 3. QB Fire, they're stopped in their tracks. They throw a grenade towards the B-bomb site, but have to get back towards CT spawn. T-spawn, should I say. They're actually going back towards middle anyway, so they're going to try and commit towards short, perhaps. This could be actually a good play. I mean, as soon as you hear people just running out of the apartments, you generally think they're going to go back towards A. So now that you see it, they completely juked the CT side. They're going to go back up short. I believe they got spotted out, so you can see one player's left over towards B. And now this will be QB Fire trying with their best approach to put 3 players on the site. They shut down Crystal, and now the opportunity's there, Holka.
Yeah, the bomb should be going down any second now. Indeed, it will. But Speedy nearly denies the bomb plant. He gets the free kill nonetheless. So it goes back to a 2-on-2. And Innocent is also coming in with the AWP. If he can find a quick pick, this becomes very winnable. At the same time, Sprout have a lot of positions left to clear. Speedy going to push through kitchen shortly, but Jimka's in a great spot here. I don't know if he'll clear this, but Speedy gets another frag, and Innocent also wins his duel. It's going to be Sprout continuing to keep the win streak going. That's their 4th round in a row now. And even though QB Fire are getting the bomb down, they just can't close out these round wins right now.
Exactly. QB Fire, that should have been their round completely. They were into the B-bomb site. It was rather free as well. I mean, they opened up that opening duel. It was only 1 versus 3. They're able to take him down without much of a fight. You take the bomb site, and ultimately they're just able to come back into it. So 7-2, this scoreline's starting to run away from QB Fire. And if I were them, I'd be calling a pause right about now. I'm surprised we haven't seen one just yet. they will be putting a little bit of pressure towards A. So if they can get a round win under their belt and they can start to string a few together, they may not need the pause. The first kill comes through, but they don't check under wood, and that's where Dennis makes his mark. He'll take the first kill on the Boomich, but does go down to Quick quite quickly. And now they'll try and get their way onto this A-bomb site. Smokes are out, good execute. But CT spawn hasn't been smoked. And Crystal, he's on the prowl from behind.
Yeah, and again, QB Fire get control of the site. They've had trouble closing these positions out, though. With Crystal being on that big flank, he could make the difference. In the meantime, though, Vic wins that first. So now it's a 2 versus 3 retake, even with the quick trade. Having said that, Crystal from behind gets 2 kills. Oh my goodness gracious, not like this, QB Fire, not again. It's Jimka left in a 1v2. Smoke goes towards the bomb. They don't know where Jimka is, but they're just going to stick the defuse. Spitty on the bomb. Jimka needs to fire the bullets, but he's not. Finally, he gets the frag. There it is. Jimka just about gets the clutch, but QB Fire are cutting things very, very close.
Yeah, that came right down to the final nail right there, right? I thought they were just going to defuse. That would have been heartbreaking for QB Fire to lose that one. But Jumka able to take the player down just at the last second and able to take the second as well. QB Fire look get themselves the third on the board off the back of Jumka's clutch. Now this is their chance to come back into this game. If they're able to string this round together, there's not going to be too much money left in the reserves of Sprout. But there it goes, Crystal getting aggressive towards short, is able to take Waterfalls down, and a man advantage has been gained by the CT side early on here. With a minute and 30 seconds left on the clock, that's not going to be spelling good news for QB Fire.
Now and again, it's Waterfalls really struggling to find any form on this map so far. Either way, Vic alone in towards Connector gets picked off quite easily there. The rest of his teammates are just completely left mid, so the fact that he was all alone made it fairly easy for Sprout to peek on towards him. They were always going to get the trade at the very least if they double peeked that. And now QB Fire have to make a decision, and it looks like they want to end up on the A site. Jimka's going to come through underpass, but Dennis is in connector with Innocent also here, and that means they can find that kill quite easily. Just a 2 versus 5 now for QB Fire. Boomich and Paulina have to try and make it happen, and, well, Boomich gets 1 headshot, but leaves Paulina 1v4.
This is a round that QB Fire will just want to put to the back of their head right now. Nothing has went their way. Paulina's able to grab 1 kill, and really, the thing that I feel that QB Fire are lacking right now is Waterfalls. We talked about him, we highlighted him at the start. He needed to have a good game, he needed to show up here. But he's just sitting on 1 kill. 1 kill and 10 deaths, so he's not really having much of an impact at all. And how much do you really think that's going to be affecting his mentality there, Hawk? I mean, you're coming into this game, you're meant to be one of those sort of... You have a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and you're only getting 1 kill. Do you think that's going to make you play worse, or do you just give you a bit of hunger to try and find some more kills?
Yeah, I think it differs for different players. Generally, AWPs seem quite confident for the most part. You kind of have to be able to play that role. But at the same time, it certainly is going to affect your mentality at some point. And we have seen Waterfalls quite a few times now be the first player to die in the round. So clearly he is trying to make the plays happen. He's just not being able to connect with the kills so far. And eventually, if that continues, he might shut down. That's yet to be seen, though. We're only on pistols in this round. We're going to see Waterfalls push in towards underpass alongside his teammates. So with just the pistols, QB Fire managed to gain a presence towards mid. It's a good start for them, but they don't have too many nades to go towards a bomb site at the end of the round.
You know, they've only got a few bits of utility, and there it all goes as Waterfalls dies. Check his angles. Gets dropped by Dennis now. Still no trade, but it eventually will come in as Boomich lands the Deagle. And then Innocent from CT is able to grab 1, but it's quickly traded by Quick. So we're still into a 3 versus 3. And Quick being very careful about the angles. Is a little bit paranoid perhaps by CT. And Jimka now making his way in from the ramp. Is going to be trying to get his way out onto the site. Carrying the bomb on his shoulders. We'll try and get that down between the bomb site. But Nado Safik is able to land a shot. Takes down Jimka. Quick is there for Nado, but Speedy quickly on the trade. Now it's all on his own some again. Valina.
I don't think he'll expect Crystal to be in towards A ramp either. Yeah, the flank comes in. Crystal pulls the trigger a little early, but still recovers for the spray down. And to be fair, with only a few seconds left on the clock, Crystal taking that fight was always going to make it very, very tricky for the final T. So Sprout up to a 9-3 lead now, really managing to pull away. But they've also managed to, again, break QB Fire's economy here. This is starting to get a little bit out of control because QB Fire almost certainly going to be losing this round. And, well, Sprout just massively pulling ahead. However, Vic nearly gets that dig shot out towards mid. NATO Suffix does get forced back. Pistol's going to try and get their way through mid, but Dennis gets that first kill. They boosted in towards window, but still the frags coming in. Dennis, USP in hand, gets those final 2 headshots and closes the round in style.
This is just an assassin in that round. He just has the confidence just to pull out the USP. Insane plays from him. 10-3 the scoreline. Sprite looking very, very strong right now. And once we go into that second half, perhaps that's where we see Waterfall pick it up. I mean, CT side, it allows for some dynamic op plays. You can go towards short, you can play inside of window, connector. You can go aggressive palace. There's plenty of angles for that op to find some opening picks, and perhaps that's where we'll see him most confident. But the thing is, they have to have enough rounds to be able to get him on that op consistently, and they haven't been so great at winning pistol rounds, so they really need to win a few rounds here in this half. If they can pick up these last 2, 10-5 won't be the worst outcome, and it'll be better than the opposite, 12-3 here. And Sprite will be aiming to get, as they will be making their way back towards A. Going to be setting up for another A execute onto the side here. QB Fire, one for the stairs, one for the jungle, and probably one for the CT angle.
Certainly looks likely. Innocent is currently playing from the site. NATO Suffix with the AWP can also jump up on Ticket Booth with that AWP if necessary. And they're lining up these quicker nades. The mollies come out on towards the A side of the map. When you throw it from your teammate's head, you can make it go through very, very quickly. But Innocent is still in position. Gets that first kill, not quite the second, but NATO Suffix was there for the trade. Having said that, Dennis has to go aggressive, and the spray is good. Again, Dennis steps up. He has been on point in these last few rounds, and he gets another triple kill for Sprout. And those Molotovs, sure, they were well placed, but Sprout still managed to get the rotation through.
Yeah, Sprite are just playing insane right now. It's mostly Dennis is impressing me. He's 19 and 10 right now. To step up on Cobblestone, it was Native Suffix when they needed him to. And now it's Dennis. He's just rubbing salt in the wound for the QB Fire side. And now last round of the half. In QB Fire, the best they have is UMPs. Up against the well-armed militant force of Sprout right now, who have the AWP, the 4M4s, and heavy utility. Looks as though it's going to be a B execute coming in with Jimka hopping through the window. Going to take down Crystal pretty easily. 4 versus 5 now. Speedy finding a couple of kills, or only one. I thought he was going to grab the second, but the flashbang prevents him from finding it. And now he's going to slip through the smoke. A little bit confused, but he is going to deny the bomb plant. He's going to have help as well. Dennis is going to help out Quivik, but then it's going to be 12-3. A good half by Sprite here. And a very good half indeed, and QB Fire, they've got to win this pistol. And for some reason, they just haven't been able to win any in this best of 3 so far, so it's not looking too good for them here.
Yeah, that last round was very frantic on the B side, but eventually Sprout managed to come out on top in the fights, as you would expect. And now it's all up to the pistol round. As you were saying, QB Fire need to get this to go their way. And again, taking a quick look at the scoreboard, you can see Waterfall's still massively struggling. I generally don't like pointing it out, but I think it's really important to point out on Mirage, where we said those AWPs could be very, very important for both teams. The fact that he's not been able to show up has clearly been a massive issue. To be fair, on the Sprout side, it's not like NATO Suffix has been playing incredibly for them. It's mainly been other players stepping up. But nonetheless, here we go for the pistol round, and Sprout have gone for 2 sets of nades. Currently leaning over towards B, whereas QB Fire, no defuse kit, so they're going to have to just try and hold off on the sites early on and not play for retakes.
Wick is just going to let a guy walk through the smoke. It's Crystal. He's going to take him down eventually, but Dennis is finding another headshot. Jimka going down. Speedy will take down Waterfalls. Going to be Dennis trying to find some more. Pulls at his reload, but we'll cancel that quickly. Take down kills. Dennis and Needle picking up 2. And Valina standing between 3 of them. Speedy will take him away. 13-3 3 rounds away from victory. Sprite will pick up the pistol. And this is looking down and out right now, I'm afraid, Hawkins. I don't see a way back into this game for QB Fire.
Yeah, and considering both of the first 2 maps were very close, this is quite surprising to see Sprout just run away with this one. Either way, it's not over yet. Maybe QB Fire can still mount a comeback. They've got a couple of scouts in play to try and do so. It's really going to be up to this round, though. I think Sprout will probably be aware it's going to be a full spy from QB Fire, so they can play it accordingly. They have a couple of AKs in play to try and get the job done. They're going to be holding that tight angle. In the meantime, Spiddy just holding off towards A, but it's the mid presence that Sprout have really gone for. Spiddy is going to get that first kill, spotting the aggression of Boomich. Oh, frags just all across the map. Jimka also loses out. And, well, just like that, in a matter of seconds, pretty much all the kills come through.
Yeah, only Valina again. How many times has this guy been on his own? Especially these impossible situations where he's got to find 3, 4, even 5 kills at this point. Unable to do too much, I'm afraid, as these AKs will probably put an end to him. Dennis confirms 14-3. Sprite now is 2 rounds away from closing this best of 3 out. And considering we went and started on Train, where QB Fire had quite a convincing victory, moving on to Cobblestone, where some of the Sprout players started to step up individually, that's when the team started firing off. And it was mainly NATO Safix on Cobblestone, but this time it's everyone starting to chime in. And it's actually really good to see some of the teamwork coming through, and they're all flashing each other in, they're double peeking, and this time it's Innocent to chime in first. Takes down Boomich and opens things up for Sprout now, and Dennis is likely to get the second as he opens up Connector, chasing down the jungle as that smoke prevents any vision. And on the T side, they've taken this A bomb side, Hawker.
Yeah, Dennis going to keep on going, hungry for the frags, and he is going to be fed. There's a third kill as well to close it out. To be fair, I mean, Dennis is certainly top fragging, 26 kills for him, but Spiddy has 22 kills and he's only died 4 times, which is pretty impressive considering how many rounds we've played. Got to give credit to everyone on Sprout, though. They are all playing well, clearly, as is shown in the scoreline. QB Fire now, well, it's now or never, at least for this series. They've got some rifles in hand. Sprout, in the meantime, going fairly heavily towards B early into the round, and Jimka is the only CT there. Depending on the timing, he could get caught out, and then the B site would be lost.
Yeah, this is a very smart play for Sprout, just to go towards this B bomb site. Quick is going to pick up the first kill, however, on the Speedy. Jimka, the second on the Crystal, picks up for the third as well. Innocent falls. NATO Safix finally trades with a quick headshot with the Yop, but it's still a 4 versus 2. 2-man advantage intact for QB Fire. And if they can win this round, that may keep themselves alive on a lifeline. That nade going to fall in behind. Dennis now 43 HP. He's had such a good performance, but even a 1 versus 3 for him, I feel, might be too much to ask for. And Waterfalls will confirm by taking himself a kill.
And he finally gets another one on the board. On the QB5 side of things, they will, of course, have another pretty good buy. Meanwhile, Sprout also have a similarly good buy, so still full buys for both teams. That's what you like to see. QB5, they really need to break that economy now, because that's going to be the only way they can come back into this. They need to force Sprout down to ecos to make sure that they have any chance, and even then, their chances are slim. Either way, round 20 coming into play. The aggression comes out through B apartments. Spiddy spotted the deep smoke, but he didn't spot Jumka push. So I don't think Spiddy will want to go into apps by himself here. He'll probably just have to hold it off. You can see now Spiddy, ooh, I think he faked the noise there. Yeah, he faked the noise like he was running into underpass to try and get Jimka to peek on towards him. I'm not sure if it'll work, but certainly a nice idea. Either way, Crystal going to get that first kill out towards mid. Dennis is already in connect. A lot of ground gained here for Sprout.
Don't have pretty much the map control that they need, and that's pretty much confirmed by Speedy's headshot. As he takes down Jimka, extends the man advantage to 2, and there comes the third one. Dennis will take down Valina, and now it's only 2 players that stand between Sprout and the victory in this best of 3, and it's only Boomich. I'm afraid I don't fancy his chances, only on 8 HP, has to find all the players, and if NATO Safix finds this last, that would be a team kill, but sadly for him, it's Speedy to find it, 16-4, and Sprout will end this best of 3 as victors 2-1, but we're going to send it over to the analyst desk so they can break it down and see where went wrong for, I guess, QB4.
And there you have it, ladies and gents. Sprout 16-4 against QBF, and they are now through in that final match of the Group D. Congrats once again to Sprout. Really amazing performance, dominant performance on Mirage. 16-4, everyone stepping up, not allowing QBF to even have a chance to go that loose.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
No, I just thought of Enzo. That's
No,
it. Yeah.
because of chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking back at how this Mirage started, basically from the beginning, every single player stepping up from Sprout, getting kills left and right. NATO once again having really good game. If I'm not mistaken, Crystal had quite a good game as well. Dennis once again after dropping 30-something kills on first map, right? Even if they lost it, he still performed really well. But what can you take off this map? I mean, when it's this kind of stomp, you can't really get anything out of it. It's not like it was a really close game that 1v1s decided the match and so on and so on. It was pretty one-sided, right?
The only legends I know now are Sprout, right? So, I mean, they got demolished by Navi, they got demolished by Sprout. On the Mirage, it's obviously not their map, even if they maybe like it to play it. I mean, you can love some map, but if you're don't have something going on it, just remove it from your map pool and play something else. If you don't have, I mean, you have maybe plan, maybe it's going well on practice, but if you cannot be sure in that map pool when you play official match, just ban it, play something else. I mean, they're good on Inferno. Why did they not pick it up maybe for the last? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I mean, looking back at major playoff, they got pretty stumped by Navi. And here is that clutch we talked about, NATO with 1v3 on pistol round, and here's another one. He killed one guy before this, and you can see his awareness that one guy is coming from platform, and really, really great stuff. Once again, congrats to NATO and Sprout. Amazing performance on Cobble to bring them home that Cobble. And as we can see here, QBF had quite those rounds they took. They were close, but once again it were clutch rounds, and you can see that potential coming out of them, awareness,